offering a one-stop solution for all of your pallet needs. Get in touch now on 01709 585 646 to discuss your pallet requirements. And thank you again to Sonny and the team for their continued support of Ramble FC. What is happening, people, and welcome back to Ramble FC. Tonight we are watching Middlesbrough against West Brom, two teams that are going pretty well in the league, and two teams that we, as Sheffield United fans, or the majority of us over here will be watching as Sheffield United fans, I've got half an eye on now. Is that a little bit too presumptuous that we'll start climbing the league under Chris Wilder? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not on my own tonight. Jord Motson is on assignment elsewhere. I think he's got a wedding due or something like that. He's out anyway. Taking his place this evening, it's the man in black. It's Gaz Dunn. How's it going, Gaz?
Yeah, I'm good, Jimmy. How are you?
Yes, I'm well, mate. Thank you. I'm very well. I'm delighted to do this. I know we're trying to get together and do like an individual stream, but there's content's been so thick and fast recently. I remember we did one in the summer of one of the international games, I think it was, that we covered, and it went down really well when you would talking about a few rule changes. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, but talking about some of your refereeing background and stuff like that previously. So any questions tonight about refereeing? I know Gaz is sometimes in a bit of a tricky spot. He can't always comment on individual performances and stuff like that because it's not, you won't do that with your own colleagues at your own work, but if there's anything that anybody's interested in or wants to have a word about, we're going to have a chat about, while we're watching the game, we're going to be having a chat about some of the rule changes that have coming out with Gaz in terms of the law changes in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely laws. Rules of competitions. Laws is the game.
Oh, right, okay. Rules of competition. Right, Fedus. Again,
Yep.
Every day's a school day for me, pal. Look, before we get started, first and foremost, we're Blades. And I know this is Ramble FC and we talk about other teams on this channel as well, and we're going to be watching two completely different teams in the same league as Sheffield United, but I do want to get your thoughts. We've spoken on Hot Topic, but I don't think you've spoken to a broader audience about your thoughts about, firstly, the season so far under Ruben Sayers. Do you think you were harshly treated? Do you think it were a good appointment? Do you think we should have given him a bit more time, or do you think it were beyond it? And how do you feel about Chris Wilder coming back? Just a quick summary of how you're feeling, mate.
So I can't remember, I don't know if it was a comment or we were on a live when Wilder was sacked and Sayers came in. And I was like, at that moment, I said, this could go pear-shaped. And I wasn't on about just because of Sayers. He could have blown it out of the park.
Yeah.
I think one of the questions I put out there was, what's going to happen when we're 3 games in and we've not won a game? And I didn't think it was that bad. I was like thinking, 15th, 16th. I goes, what's it going to be like then? I goes, the club,
yeah,
in my opinion, the owners were setting him up for failure from the start. All right. Unless he was in the top 3, 4, let's go top 6, no Blade would have been happy, in my opinion.
Yeah. Huge ask, weren't it, to follow a 92-point season and a club legend in Chris Wilder.
So I think the club set him up for failure. Yes, I like the way he came out in the first news conference and articulated the way he wanted to go. I still don't think he speaks very well sometimes, especially post-match. And I think we said that the other day.
Yeah, we did.
And he articulated himself really well. And I thought, all right, let's get behind this. But from literally match day 1.
Yeah, Bristol City at home.
He didn't have a clue. He was out of his depth, in my opinion. Well out of his depth. You think about it, Reading, no expectation. They were in turmoil, let's be honest. Just keeping them alive was priority number 1. And then Hull was let's just keep him out of the division and keep him in the division, sorry. And then even then, he just kept him up and then they sacked him.
Yeah.
So I never understood the decision. As in, I never understood the decision of Chris Wilder going. That was the first one. And I never really understood the decision of Sayers in the first place. Because he had the credentials. And I spoke to my brother, a few other Blades fans as well, about who, before Wilder was getting mentioned, it's like, who should we get in? And it's the normal people, the Dyche, the Coopers, the people like that. And even then, I think yes, it happened really quickly when Wilder was announced, and then I think it was an hour, wasn't it, or something like that before it was announced.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody would. If that was a 2, 3, 4 day thing, I don't think anybody would be going, "Oh, do you think Sayers will come?" I don't think any Blade would have said that.
No, that's right.
Any pundit would have said that either, to be honest with you.
No.
Still for Celia, obviously, I'm waiting for tomorrow within the first 5 minutes, and there's a shot on target. The raw that's going to go up just for a shot on target is going to be insane because we've hit the target like 3 times in the league or something like that.
I know.
So, yeah, it's not gone well, let's be honest. No plan B, no plan A.
No, that's true. Are you? Am I right in thinking you're coming to the game tomorrow?
Yeah, so this is a proper last minute thing. I have to wait till 4 o'clock on a Monday when I find out where I'm going at the weekend. And I knew my son's working; he can't get out of it. And this would have been my first weekend off, complete in one day off for about 4 months. 5, in fact, probably longer than that. A whole weekend off. Wow. I say that I was at a wedding last week, so don't feel too sorry for me. And that, but it would have been my first weekend off. But then once Wilder got announced, and it was like it's coming out, because I'm wait if it's somewhere where I can get to in the morning, I can stay in Sheffield. I'm going. So me and Chloe, my daughter, are coming. We'll be in Triple Point.
Brilliant.
Sure. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's pretty much a sellout from what I've seen.
Yeah, it is. It were 90 tickets away, I think, last night. So it'll be touching a sellout now. Absolutely brilliant. I am so excited for the game tomorrow. It just feels like we've all been like galvanised. It's a breath of fresh air in it for him to come back in. The way he speaks in presses and stuff like that. We all know what we're getting, but it's sometimes you don't know what you've got till it's gone, dear. And I think I think he'll be a lot more respected this time around. Not that the majority didn't anyway, but for those that maybe were on the fence 50-50 and, say has come in and been such a disaster, I'm sure we've seen it in some of the comments. Like, I wasn't a massive Wilder fan, but I'm excited he's back because he's just what we need at this point in time. So yeah, I think it's all round. I think it's a brilliant move for United.
I reckon Sayers will go down as the worst manager in Blades history, personally.
Well, technically he is, because he's not got any points on board. Yeah, absolutely. But he'll be in that, like when people talk about the worst managers, he'll always be in that conversation, which is unfortunate for him. And he didn't get a long time, but there were no hope from the performances that we saw. There were no hope that he could turn it around. So, and
I say the board made let's be honest, a stupid decision in the summer sacking Wilder. But like I say, fair play to them. They've seen it going wrong and they've changed it. And this is twice now. They did it at the end of the transfer window. Me and my brother were actually talking about, are they waiting? Had the decision been made before that transfer window ended? And were they going to wait for that transfer window to end? Because obviously, if they sacked him 3 days before the transfer window ended, that would have scarpered a lot of our deals potentially.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
And I was thinking, are they going to do that and then just announce it within the next 48 hours of the window shutting? That was my initial thought. I thought they might have gone down that route, but fair play to them.
Do you think Wilder was sounded out before the window closed? I know Man Mountains, that's his theory. He thinks that Wilder's been involved in not all of these transfers, but certainly been consulted. What would you do? Do you know what I mean? Hypothetically speaking, if you were the manager, would you be looking at bringing in these sort of players?
I don't know if it's on the transfer front, but he's got... I can't get my head round Steve Bettis picking up the phone on Friday and saying, "Oh, Chris, you want the job?"
I don't believe it either.
I don't believe that.
No, I don't. I don't. Can't kid a kidder. No chance.
Yeah, so I don't believe that. He would have been sounded out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there would have been a plan B. And it's then who do they go to after that? So yeah, he was sounded out. I would probably say before the Ipswich game. Well before the Ipswich game.
Exciting times at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. So we are here for Middlesbrough against West Brom tonight, Gaz. Looking at their team, we'll pause it on Borough a minute just so we can have a look. I don't know if you've had a chance to go through the teams. Do you know much about Borough and West Brom?
I know little bits and bobs. I'm just pulling up. I have to do notes. I'm getting old, Jimmy. I forget things.
Oh, nice, mate. Well, go on then. If you've done the prep, then I'll let you talk.
I haven't done that much prep. You put me on the spot now.
rather than me just blindly ramble through it.
Obviously, loads of goals scored by both teams so far. So I'm hoping for goals. I think Borough edge it for me.
Okay.
I really do. I think Johnson's been good for them, for West Brom. Oh, you want to talk about Boro, don't you?
All right, mate. No.
Yeah. So most clean sheets for Boro in the league. Obviously, top of the league. Started off really, really well. I think he's done well. Edwards and that, and I think they're going to surprise people this year. I really do.
I agree. I think they're a good side. I always like Boro. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Boro in terms. I always feel like they're a threat in the division. I rate them as a side. But I have to say, I didn't think they were all that in a bag of chips when they beat us. I thought we were poor. It could have been an awful lot more. Don't get me wrong. That's no slight on Boro. But I didn't think they're top at league now. But I don't think there's a standout team in this division, which is another reason why I'm excited for Sheffield United's chances. So yes, they're at top at league and they're there on merit and they beat us fair and square. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but the teams that have beaten us this season haven't had to be great. They've just had to be better than us, which has been a really low bar. So I like the team. I think 3 at the back. Luke Ayling, I still think is a weak link, although he's looked fairly solid this season already. These are playing a formation that a lot of people, particularly Man Mountain again, has been pushing for United to play with the 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, Callum Britton and Matt Targett. Matt Targett's been a great signing for him. Agreed. 2 solid midfielders in Morris and Hackney, and then the 2 10s, which a lot of people would like to see either Hamer and O'Hare behind Campbell, or 110 in Hamer behind Campbell and Ings. So this will be interesting to see how this formation goes against a West, and Tommy Conway up front, who's done very well for him, by the way, against the West Brom side, who look to be playing the way that we play, which is a 4-2-3-1. What do you know about West Brom, Gaz?
Well, like I say, is Johnson not playing?
No.
He's not playing. He's created a lot of their chances from what I've seen this year. According to the app, I've got this app that I use when I'm looking at teams and that. And Michael Johnson's created the most big chances for West Brom this season.
Right. Okay.
And
Did not know that.
Is he on the? I'm just checking.
Mikey Johnston.
Yeah. Is he on the bench?
He's the winger, isn't
he? Yeah. Yeah, he's on the bench. He's on the bench, but he's created quite a few chances from this season. Yeah,
he's a good player. He's a good player. I like it. He's obviously
I don't know much about them going forward. I think they're solid at the back. I think Mepham quality. I like him. I have done for a while. Yeah, it's a solid centre-back pairing at Championship level. Nat Phillips and Chris Mepham. Callum Styles, who was originally a midfielder, sort of forced his way back towards left-back at minute, with a bit of a jack-of-all-trades. Malumbi and Mowat, ball-winning midfielders in the middle. I don't know much about the American right-back, Campbell, to be honest. Jed Wallace, another stalwart at this level on the right wing. Price is the boy to watch. Isaac? I think it's Isaac Price. Yeah, Diakite is a good player on the left, but Isaac Price will be the one to watch. I think he's in the goals for West Brom this season, and 3 goals.
Yeah, they'll do well to hold on to him in January if he carries on this way. And Hegebo was obviously a summer signing as well for them, so we'll wait and see how he gets on. Let me jump in some comments, Gaz, before we get going, because there's a fair few already. Benedict McGeary says, "Hi, Borough fan here. I just want to know if we'll actually see the game or just commentary and reaction. Thanks." It is just commentary and reaction, pal, because we haven't got the rights. It's all about TV rights. It's a bit like Gogglebox, if you like, for football. So you'll watch us reacting to the game, and if you're looking for footage, then it's not us, I'm afraid. It'll be Sky, which is where we're watching game. Not live pictures, mate. Reaction and comments only, says Bri. Thank you, mate. Dave Morwood, who sent a super chat to the Ramble account. Thank you very much, Dave. Very much appreciated, pal. Evening, Jimmy. Looking forward to this. Up all the Rambles, up the Blades. Like and subscribe, please. Hi. Lewis says, "Hey up, lads. Oh, you have a good watch along. What do you reckon to these two? I haven't seen West Brom in a full game yet. Didn't think much to Borough against us. I agree. A bit meh. Wide open division, I think, up the Ramble." Yeah, I agree. If Borough are the best this division's got to offer, then I'm excited for the season. And that sounds harsh on Borough, and they've started well and are where they are on merit. I'm excited to see West Brom because I think they've got a good balance to the side. I think 2 solid centre backs, 2 solid midfielders. Price, who's got a bit of flair about him. Well, it'll be interesting to see how West Brom go. I think they'll be in amongst it this season. Ryan Mason, obviously, looked at as a good upcoming manager. Gaz, what's your thoughts on these two initially?
Yeah, so what, for the season or for the game? Or
Both really, yeah.
I like Ryan Mason as manager. I liked him when he did a little bit at Spurs, to be honest with you, and obviously injury scarpered his career a little bit. But yeah, I think West Brom will be up there. I think they'll be good under Ryan Mason. I'd expect them to be in the playoffs this year, and I'll probably expect Borough to be in the playoffs as well this year. To be honest with you, if they carry on just getting results, like you say, they didn't play well against us. They did, and I know that wasn't hard against us, but they seem to be doing all right. So I think this game will be tight, though. I think it'll be tight. If I had to put my not a house on it, but
don't put your house on it. Whatever you do. I know you're a Vegas boy and you like a bit of a gamble.
Well, I don't gamble on football anyway. That's the
speaking of which, nice little plug. I'm going to put my match bingo card on now. So if you're not already, then click the QR code or the link.
I can't even do that. It's annoying, but it is what it is.
You're not allowed, are you? You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, so we're not allowed because a lot of people have asked me that question actually. Why? If you're not involved in the game, why? It's because we know people. We could potentially get the team news a bit earlier. We don't, by the way. But
there's always
there's always that opportunity, and why put yourself in that position?
Absolutely right.
And it's just the same as a National League South or North player can't gamble and bet on the Premier League because he might know somebody who's gone through an academy with him or something like that. So that's why. And that.
Interesting.
So yeah, I think. Who would I go for tonight? I would probably go West Brom tonight because I think Isaac Price is a quality player, and I just think they've got a bit. I think they're just solid at the back. West Brom. I know Middlesbrough have kept the most clean sheets so far, but yeah,
I think it will be tight. I agree. I'm going for a score draw tonight. I think it'll be one apiece. We'll see. We'll see, and that'll suit Sheffield United, who are obviously hot on these boys' tails. Yes, we may not have won a game yet. We may not have a point on the board, but we are coming. So watch out, Championship. Sam says...
Oh, sorry, Joey. I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at if Borough have played, though, They've played Preston, 2-2 draw.
Yeah, Preston have started really well.
Yeah, they have, actually, yeah. Beat us 1-0. Beat Norwich 2-1. Lost 4-0 to Donny in the Cup. But that's the Cup.
Yeah.
And then beat Swansea 1-0. So they're not pulling up trees, really.
No. They're edging them, aren't they? They're edging results out.
And Stoke have started well, and West Brom beat them 1-0. So
we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
I'm thinking West Brom, yeah. Really.
Sam says, I think it'll be a close game. I'm hoping we don't concede first tomorrow and we score the first goal. Am I right? When we last played Charlton, we were trailing 1-0, then came back from behind to win 2-1. No idea, Sam, to be honest. Absolutely no idea, pal. I'll take your word for it. I think it was the 18th of March, 2017. They scored after 3 minutes and we scored 2 in the first half.
That's not a thing, Sam.
That's not a thing. That's definitely not a thing. That's a hey Siri, or that's a Google. What's the crack here? Matt says, "Evening, Jimmy. So we're looking forward to the game tomorrow. Then, just a bit, mate. Just a bit, because I'm buzzing. Best thing about it, my daddy's coming over, and I've got him a ticket. Watching the game with my dad, with Wilder in charge. Nothing can beat it. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, going for a 2-0. Hamer and Ben Mee. Well, I'll be watching the game with my dad, as usual, and Eki Outsal. We will be there, I'm sure. Well, I haven't spoken to Eki Outsal yet, but I'm pretty sure she'll be there as well, joining us, as we always are, for the home games. Ben Mee, I think he's optimistic. I would love Ben Mee to play. I think a fit Ben Mee is in my starting 11. I think it'll be McGuinness and Tanganga tomorrow. So I'm not overly confident that Ben Mee will even get on the pitch, never mind score. So we'll see, mate. We'll see. What are your thoughts on that, Gaz? 2-0 to the Blades tomorrow, Hamer and Ben Mee?
Yeah, so when we did the hot topic the other day, I said 2-0. Because I think it went down 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and you wanted me to, and I'm like, I'm not going to.
Come on, Gaz, you got to keep it going. You went, no, 2-0.
2-0. So I went 2-0. Scorers, I reckon Hamer will get one. I reckon Campbell will get one. That's for me.
Nice,
I wish Ben Mee would start, because I think if he's fit, even 90, just 85 to 90% standard, his standard throughout the season.
I think he levels us up, because I think he will improve players like Burrows next to him. So I think it's a really and Sidney Peck just in front of him. He'll be talking to him all game. I think it's really smart to think about putting Ben Mee in. But again, he'll only play him if he's fit. So I'm expecting McGuinness to start tomorrow. I won't be disappointed if it's McGuinness. So we'll have to wait and see. I just want to see Ben Mee.
Did you see it on somebody highlighted it on the group, I think, where they were on about the 2 centre-backs where Tanganga's going to go left and...
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see that?
Saw it in the group where... So for those that aren't aware or not in the Platinum chat, then... apologies because I can't remember who highlighted it, but it might have been Toddy. But Tanganga was on the left. When they were setting up and doing the training videos, they always line up the defence in a 4. It was Godfrey... It was McGuinness on the right, Tanganga on the left, and Burrows. So there's some thought that maybe they switch tomorrow and Tanganga is left centre-back and McGuinness is right centre-back, but we'll have to wait and see. Mark Meldrew says, evening lads, hope you're both well. How are you both feeling about tomorrow? Do we get the win? Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up the positive Meldrew. Yes, mate, we do. We've both said that, I think. Evening lads, evening Bright, evening Gaz. Nice to see you back, says Dave Morwood.
Cheers, Morwood. Question
for Gaz. What is one rule at the moment within the game that you would change?
Ooh.
Into the controversial ones already. I like it. Go on, criticise your employer. Criticise them.
I'm not employed, luckily. I wish I was. They'll be on more money. If I had to change one law, I'm trying to think. You've got me there. I'll have to think about that.
Okay, I will come back to that.
That's
a good question from Mark Meldrew.
And yeah, Mark, if I forget, ping it again.
Yeah, okay. Good lad. Nige says, evening fellas, 0-0 on this tonight, I reckon. I hope it'll be our first win tomorrow and hopefully the missus and baby will be allowed home tomorrow. A fantastic team that delivered him yesterday. Nige, I wasn't on the stream yesterday. I was commenting, but I saw your announcement. Massive congratulations to you and Mrs. Nige on the birth of baby boy Blade. Love that. Congratulations. Hope everybody's fit, healthy and well and we got 3 points for you tomorrow, so fantastic news that, mate. Hi Gaz, welcome back, mate. Evening Jim, says Bright. Evening, mate. Stephen King says, what does everyone think the score will be? Well, Gaz has gone 2-0. No, sorry, that's tomorrow, isn't it? What do you think the score will be tonight? You said West Brom will edge it, but have you got a score for us?
Yeah, 2-1. 2-1, Boro.
2-1. I've gone 1 apiece. Stephen, what do you think? Can you see anything written, Stephen King? Sorry, that was terrible. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, behind the Ramble, up Ramble FC, like and subscribe, says Nige. Peak says, evening Jimmy, Gaz and all. So excited and confident for tomorrow. Enjoy the return of Wilder and winning ways. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Thank you, Peak. Hope you're well, mate. Nige is getting as much as I can at the minute, mate, in terms of sleep at home with my eldest, but the missus and baby are still in hospital. But hopefully we'll be home tomorrow. He's a sleeper, only wakes up for his bottle. Missus says, that's good. That's good. 3-0 Boro for me, says Stephen King. It's written in the stars. Good life, Nigel. Enjoy the game. Enjoy baby and missus when they're both home, mate. Absolutely right. Helen says, 1-1 draw. I agree, Helen. Both started so well. I think they'll cancel each other out. Plus, it's the best result for the Blades too. Look at that. That's exactly what I've said, Helen, and I know you've commented probably before that. But it's amazing, isn't it, how we're now looking up at the teams who have been doing the best in the division, whereas before it were like, oh, we just need to get above them, don't we? And we still haven't done it yet, but I'm sure we will tomorrow. Naipan and Strelic are going to be amazing to watch this season. Right, let's have a look. We'll have to keep an eye out for them. Asa, welcome to the... I've not seen your comment for ages, pal, but one of our Platinum Ramblers. On Wilder being sounded out, I'm pretty sure it would have been straight after the Middlesbrough game. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So it would make sense in terms of the players that came in. It would make sense in not giving him Ipswich away to start off with. There's a few things as to why it makes sense. And I know your links, pal. Jack says, hello from Turkey, enjoying the lovely weather. Even better now, Wilder's back in charge. Do we think either Wilder does what we did last season, defensive style and simplify it, or go more attacking? I think he'll try and shore it up first and foremost. I think you'll see a bit of a blend, to be honest. I don't expect us to be all-out attack like Sayers was trying to be. I don't expect us to be gung-ho by any means. But I don't expect us to be shot-shy either. I would fully expect a pretty dominant performance tomorrow, actually. It won't be like that every game, but I think we're going to ride the momentum tomorrow. and I expect us to run over Charlton, and I hope we do. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to Charlton in that, but that's just my prediction as to what happens. Jamie Dumpling says, evening both, good to see you back on, Gaz. How was the refereeing training courses in the summer they ran? Also, what game are you involved in coming up?
So I actually missed our pre-season training camp because I had to change the Vegas holiday. So I flew back from Vegas the weekend.
Disgraceful.
It was on. Which
so
is fine.
Boozing and gambling when you should have been putting it in on the line.
Yeah, so it should have been put online, but I've been training ever since. I had one day, so we had a conference that I missed, so I had to go and do that again. Did that, and then training doesn't stop. We get given a training program. I stick to said training program, and that. So training's going well. Game at the weekend, I've got Watford versus Billericay. I'm on the Women's National League this weekend on the line. So I've heard it before where people have gone, oh, referees get stepped down and from the Premiership to the Championship and stuff like that. It's just that we do games where games are highlighted, or a weekend is highlighted where they'll provide a set of officials for a game.
Right.
That's what's happened. I've not been demoted. Neither's any one of us that are out at the weekend. But we're doing a Women's National League game.
Okay. Cool.
Rather than doing a Championship game this weekend.
Very good, mate. Very good. Peak with a 1999 super chat. Thank you, pal. No comment with it, but I really appreciate it. He says here, been skint lately, but had a slight change in fortune, and I'm definitely getting my money's worth. So I have it while I've still. Peak, that is so kind. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate it. Very generous of you. Daz says, evening, lads. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Be watching on telly as I'll not be able to get over. Nice to hear Jimmy's voice is back to normal now after his chats with Cal on Monday. Do you know, that is a fair criticism. I listened to myself back. I hadn't listened to myself back this week, so I don't know how I was. But the week before, people had criticised me, Gaz, for slipping into a more broad Yorkshire accent because I was talking to Cal, who's from Barnsley and quite similar to how I speak, really. And I don't ever think I put a voice on or anything like that because I don't consciously do any of that. But I'd slipped back into like brewed, like bit more brewed, and I think I didn't pick up on it at the time, but some people certainly did. So fair play to Daz. I can't say anything about it. It was a fair cop. Like.
To be honest, I do the same because obviously I live down south now.
Yeah.
No talk. If I spend 15 minutes in the room with my brother, that's it. It gets broader and it stands out.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad how it works.
It is mental. And my auntie and uncle live in Iam in Barnsley, and whenever I'm with them, it gets 10 times worse.
I know.
In Barnsley.
Crazy. It's certainly not. I don't want people to think it's a conscious thing because it's not. But it's. No, I think it makes me laugh how you slip in and slip out without realising. Really. Jack says, I'm very curious to see how Wilder fixes the defensive and midfield problems and improves the attack. But I know if he was in charge, we would be top right now. I don't know about top, but we'd be doing a lot better. They're just showing teams now. Boro is as lined up on our screen as well. It's the same sort of thing. Naipan. Oh, where's Naipan? Oh yeah, it's 90. Yeah, they've got the same layout really. It's more of a 3-4-3 on Sky's lineup. Matt Target, I think, is one to watch. I think Sol Bryn and Luke Ayling are potential weak links, but we'll have to wait and see. They've got West Brom in a 4-2-3-1. Diakite's in the middle with Malumbi and Mowat. Malumbi further forward, that won't be right.
No.
Isaac Price on the left, potentially, but I think he's more likely to be through the 10. We'll wait and see. How that comes through. Michael says, West Brom were decent. Watched them against Wrexham. Game could have gone either way at the racecourse until the 70th minute. Was 1-1, 1-1, and then West Brom scored a couple. 1 week, a week one that Ward let in. They won 3-2. Jamie says, Gaz, just on gambling, if a referee retires and leaves football, can they then start betting on football?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Well, there'll be no repercussions, will there? There wouldn't be.
Yeah, but
Having said that, you'll still know people in the game, won't you?
Yeah, and that's why I say that. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure. And
yeah.
I don't intend on retiring yet, so I'm not going to ask the question.
Yeah. So it's ask Gaz any questions on refereeing. So far, he's dodged 2. So we'll. I haven't even kicked off yet. What's going on?
the law one actually, it's actually just come in. One of the things out here, and that's the 8-second goalkeeper bit.
Is this you can award a corner?
Yeah.
If the keeper, I can't believe that's a real rule.
Yeah, so it's because you've all seen it. Keeper gets the ball, they stood up. Oh no, let's just drop to the floor. Let's lie down. Let's roll around on it. And I think they worked out that the amount of time that they're getting wasted was really high. So yeah, they brought that in, and that's through the competition. So all it is, but it's not everyone. I've had a couple of people go up to me and go, right, it's in his hands, 8 seconds. It's not. The attackers need to be away. All right, it's when he's in control of that ball and there's no pressure,
and he's free to release it.
Yeah. So and then it's stuff like that. So we'll do 8 to 5. You know, we've kicked off, Jimmy. By the way.
Yeah, we've just kicked off. Yeah, it's fine, mate. It's automatic. It'll come on.
Oh, will it? Yeah. So you do the first 3 seconds in your head, and then from there you shout in 5, 4, 3, all the way down. First offence corner. Just a corner. Second offence, corner warning. Third offence, corner yellow card. Fourth offence, corner red card. So, but I don't think I've done a couple. Oh, chance. Yeah.
It was a shot from distance from West Brom, and it got blocked, but it got picked up by Hegerbo, I think it was, who shot it straight at the keeper. Yeah. And Sol Bryn saves it with his feet.
I don't think. Yeah. So going on to the 8-second thing, I don't think you'll see it much in the professional game.
No,
my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it will. It will be used an awful lot.
I did a friendly pre-season, 2 Super League teams, and by the time the referee had got started, it was already gone.
Really?
Yes. I don't think it'll be a thing that much. I think they gave one in the Premier League at the weekend though.
Okay.
I want to say Newcastle. I might be wrong.
Oh, here come Boro. Boro have just nabbed it, Hayden Hackney, but it's cut out.
How many seconds are you on, Jimmy?
It's 1:36, 1:37. So we're about 10 seconds behind on our clock, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm about 4 seconds ahead of you.
Okay. Gaz, one thing I want to talk to you about refereeing while I'm thinking about it is... Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. One thing I want to ask about is, because I think this is a completely understandable rule, and I think the refs are on a hiding to nothing with it. It's the old players holding their head and going down. So if you have to stop the game, I completely agree that the game should be stopped for a legitimate head injury. You're never really going to know whether it's not a legitimate head injury, and that's the problem. But for players that you can prove have had no contact with the head, and it's even retrospectively, do you think there's anything that could or should be done to punish players that are using a vulnerability that's been brought in for the safeguarding of players to stop the momentum of a game and unfairly, essentially, give their team an advantage?
So, I think I don't think in-game you can do anything, in my opinion. All right, and maybe, but I don't think it depends if the game wants it. Retrospectively, I think when you talk about me as a referee, if I'm doing the dog and duck against the freaking Rose and Crown on a weekend, or I'm doing a higher league team than that, I'll always stop the game.
Yeah,
because
you can't take the risk. Why would you take the risk?
And I wouldn't forgive myself if I'd just missed something.
Absolutely right.
We're all human, and I miss it. You've got to stop the game. However, can something be done retrospectively? Maybe that's an option. But it's if the game wants it.
It's too much. I think I'm sort of talking myself out of it, even though it's one of the most frustrating things, because you see it all the time now. Unfortunately, teams are on the attack, and then another player goes down holding his head for the opposition just to get the play stopped. But you never know whether it's like a genuine incident. It might not have to be a contact thing. We've seen like Tom Lockyer's gone down on the pitch, and he's obviously, I think it was a heart attack for him. Ericsson going down, serious medical incidents. So you can't just play on around and just assume that that it's not a real injury. Because heaven forbid, if that had happened when those players went down, then we could have lost a life on the pitch. And you think it's horrendous to think, but I don't know how we stop that cheating, essentially, which is going down and holding your head. when there's no issue.
We're very good at peripheral vision and things like that naturally, and we'll watch. It's like, even if it's non-head injury, I'll still watch. I had a lady the other week. She went down. I was looking, and at first I thought there was nothing up, and then I looked, and she landed on her shoulder. I had to stop the game. Ooh, that's a chance.
Oh,
yeah, not bad, that knee pan again. But yeah, so and I had to have that peripheral vision to keep looking at her, because if I'd just looked and gone, she had to get stretchered off, arm in sling and everything. But you've got to make sure that you've got that peripheral vision and make sure player safety is paramount. That's all we care about. Not all we care about. That's wrong. That's not right, actually.
But it should be the priority, though, shouldn't it?
It's the priority. Yeah, player safety is paramount.
Yeah.
It's not what we care about, obviously, but it's paramount. That's what we're there to do. Officials are there to facilitate a game of football.
So in that respect, you don't have to call a game or call the play. You don't have to pause the play if it's anything but a head injury. So if somebody's, you think it's a fair but hard but fair challenge, and somebody goes down holding their ankle, but the other team comes away with it, would you let play continue? Because you're able to do that, aren't you?
How serious it was.
Okay.
So say for example, and I say this to my team when I'm in the middle, is if two players come in, fair challenges, one of them's got a broken leg and I've missed it, I'm letting the player just get that physio on. It's one of the things I always say, just let the physio on. Trust me, the players will tell me to stop the game if I've missed it for whatever reason. Yeah. So player safety comes first. It doesn't necessarily have to be a head injury. Like I say, that girl landed on her shoulder and I think she pops it out slightly. And that. So safety comes first. And it always will as well, to be honest.
Too right, mate. Too right. I agree with that. Big T says it feels like Christmas Eve. Absolutely right. Jack says, congrats to Nigel. My son still doesn't sleep through. He's nearly 2. Enjoy the sleep. Martin says, evening, lads. Beautiful downtown Bramall Lane is almost a sellout tomorrow. Yeah, we've heard the same. Hopefully it will be come that time. Michael says, congrats to Nigel. Enjoy fatherhood, mate. Mark Meldrew says, anybody you think will be a different player under Wilder?
I'm thinking new signings. That's what I'm trying to think, because I don't necessarily think there'll be much change with the players that are there. I think they'll all step up. I think Cooper will step up. I think Hamill. I think everyone. Let's be honest, the whole team's going to step up.
Yeah, agreed.
In my opinion, because I said this the other day. Wilder's a leader. That I think that is his greatest asset over the club.
Yeah,
this club he loves. I think his greatest asset is his ability to player manage and the leadership traits that he's got.
Man management is key, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely key.
He's already been so clever with how he's not manipulated the situation, but he's blamed the players, saying that they haven't done enough, but he's also heavily backed the players by saying how good they are and what ability they've got. It's been a really clever play, I think, in terms of how he's framed it. And I just think it's perfect Wilder, to be honest. Yeah. You guys need to be doing better than you are. And the reason you need to be doing better is because you're brilliant players at this level. And I want to see you playing to your maximum, winning with a smile on your face, and making Bramall Lane a difficult place to come to again. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see him tomorrow. I'm fully expecting, like you said, level raises from every single player. Sidney Peck will be the one that stands out to me, but I also think like Harrison Burrows hasn't been the same player this season. Tyrese Campbell has looked a bit of a shadow of himself. So I think there's a lot more to come from a lot of them, to be honest. I'm really keen. I think Ogbenny might start tomorrow, and I'm really keen to see how he gets on, because I think he's the potential to be a real smart signing for us, particularly if he hasn't lost too much pace with the injury. Yeah, some really exciting things to look forward to. Oh, that's a penalty.
I missed that.
That looked like a penalty to me from Nat Phillips. He did play for it, though. I'd have to see it again. That's why I'm not a referee. Nice play from Hayden Hackney.
I didn't even see it. I saw him on the floor. That's gone out. So Samaria, going on to that, Samaria and Matos, I think if you can get a tune out of them two, we need somebody to fill in for that Sousa bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, we do. So with Tommy Conway that went down, you talk us through this then, Gaz.
Nah, he gets a toe on the ball. He gets a toe on the ball there. There.
Yeah, he does.
It's
It's a close one, that, but he does well, doesn't that, Phillips?
Yeah, he does. Good referee.
Because Conway gets there first, tries to nudge the ball away, and if he gets the ball out from under his feet, then it's going to be a foul. But Phillips just brings his leg through and touches the ball as well. So
yeah. Let's say direction of ball's a big thing as well. It's like some people call for penalties. It's like that ball, if he'd not got that ball, would no way in the world be able to go over there.
Yeah.
No chance. Don't get me wrong, sometimes they can go through the player, but that usually towards that, believe it or not, when somebody goes through a player to get to a ball, it actually stands out quite obvious.
Right, okay. Yeah.
We see that I see that quite quick. Everyone's got their traits of what they spot quite easily. That's always been one of mine.
This is a good question. Nige says, have you ever used any nice words from the sidelines when a referee does a mistake, Gaz? As in, like, he's obviously being sarcastic. Have you ever given a ref some stick from the sidelines, essentially?
Yeah. Usually on the cop.
That's good to know. It's good to know because...
It is, and then I'm like, I know he's not intentionally done it.
I know. You've been there.
Yeah, and it's like, but yeah, I'm not that bad. I'm definitely better now I've got older. Definitely better. But yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because you've always been straight down the line with it. I don't think you're particularly biased towards, but you'll always stick up for your colleagues and try and justify why decisions have been made and stuff like that. Yeah. I love how straight down the line you are with that. But the fact that you stand on cop and you think, what are you doing, you idiot? Love that as well. So his second question was, on a real note, what's the hardest decision you've had to make while refereeing a game? So
for those that don't know, I'm predominantly an assistant referee, and I just enjoy it more. I actually think it's harder, but that's just my opinion. Not saying it's easy in the middle. It's not. I find it harder because you've got to concentrate on two things at once, kind of thing. Your main priority is second rearmost defender. Make sure you're in line with that defender. Make sure you know when that ball's coming, etc. Hardest decision I probably gave, and it's only because of the context of the game, was my first ever live Sky game. I mucked up, and this is where I'm being honest. I gave an offside incorrect, and Courtney Sweetman-Kirk absolutely rinsed me.
Did she?
Yeah, so I got the decision wrong. That was my.
So was she on the pitch or was she at Pundit at the time?
No. So she was Pundit.
Right.
And I watched it back when I got home, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, flip, Gaz." And she's far side of me, and she was onside by about that much. It was minimal, but I could see it as soon as the camera went on. I'd seen it. And then obviously it comes to your next decision, and you have to part that decision really quick. I
bet that's really tricky.
Yeah,
I bet that's really tricky.
Yeah, and you got to part.
So did you know in game that you'd got it wrong?
Yeah, I knew, and then watched it back, and that just confirmed it. I kind of knew because a player reaction told me, and sometimes you don't go off player reaction. I never make a decision on player reaction, but player reaction after can tell a thing. I did the Army Super Cup 2 weeks ago. I gave a corner. Player reaction told me that was never a corner.
Really?
I was stood next to the skipper at the time, and we were running back after the corner had been taken. I goes, I got that wrong, mate. I apologise. I got that wrong.
Yeah.
I got that wrong. Luckily, they didn't score from it. So hardest decision, I gave it was a correct decision later on in that game. I gave Ella Toon offside for a goal, and the point is when the shot had gone, it came back out and dropped to her, and then she put it in the net. But she was offside when that
when the original ball was struck.
When it was hit, and it was tight. It was really tight. It got graded as a. They get graded as not difficult. Yeah, difficult. It went down as a difficult decision, and a correct difficult decision. And then when they put it into the formulas, and that gives us a higher mark. So you have difficult, non-routine, expected, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, it was.
So you'd redeemed yourself with a difficult, correct decision.
It's hard to offsides is really, really difficult. What we call a flash effect. just because that player looks offside when you give that, you've got to take pictures. Kind of, it's really it's really hard to explain. It's just
I can imagine because
repetition.
you're looking at so many moving parts, aren't you? It's when the ball is actually released, and then it's the snapshot of what direction are the players moving, who's going to go where, and are they leaning in or leaning out at that particular time? There's all sorts of things now, isn't there?
Yeah. So with the ball, when the ball's played, there's things that aids us. So like, as assistant referees, obviously one each side. The unactive assistant, if it's coming from a long ball from that side, will give you a now over the comms. So they'll say now.
Nice.
You know that ball's stayed. So that's one thing that happens. You'll give it now. And that.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So we try and do that to each other just to help each other out because it's impossible to see. Believe it or not, you see that ball 9 times out of 10 getting played. And also, even when there's a fairly full stadium, you can hear it. You can hear the ball. Especially if you've got a couple of thousand, you'll hear that ball.
Yeah.
You'll hear that ball, so you can hear it. And and the big thing is, you've got to be 100% in line with that secondary remote. If you're slightly one way, slightly the other, it'll make it look more offside or onside, depending if you're towards the goal line or towards the halfway line kind of thing. So it does make a difference. That is for sure. So you got to make sure you're in line. But
really interesting.
So that's probably.
So the comms are they? I assume it's linked through all 3 of you or all 4 of you.
All 4 of us. So we're open mic continuously, and then the 4th official depends on the referee. Most of them now prefer the 4th to be closed mic and then press when they want to talk. Most of the referees go like that.
So does the 4th ever get involved in decisions?
Yeah, 100%. You've got to. Because sometimes you've got the better view. It's all about what we call pebble in the pond. Where's that attacked? Where does that ripple? What official does that ripple hit first?
I never knew that the 4th official had direct involvement with the match day.
As in, like credibility. So
go on.
So in front of the benches, around that sort of area, you see a red card challenge come in there, serious foul play. You'll go into that. You're giving, I've seen this, straight-legged, studs, ankle.
Yeah.
Serious foul play, red card. And then
I knew that they were there to keep order with like the staff and the players that were not directly involved, and make sure Chrissy Wilder's not ranting and raving outside his technical area and not abusing the officials and stuff like that. But I thought it was generally to keep order and to be there as a sub essentially in case the ref needed to come off for whatever reason. Yeah,
so they're there for that as well. But also, it's like information's free, in my opinion. So when I referee at I only referee at the Women's National League level now. I don't referee on the men's anymore. I always go to my. So we don't have comms at that level, but we have buzzer flags. So I have a pack on my arm. They press the buzzer, it vibrates. So if I give a foul anywhere on the field of play, I say to them, I goes, if you think that's a yellow card, give me a buzz. Give me a buzz. Because if I'm thinking yellow card, and you're thinking, and I'm like, shala, shana, and somebody's giving me a buzz, I'm like, oh God, get your backside into gear, Gaz.
Yeah.
Yellow card. 2 of you are thinking it's potentially a yellow card. That's a yellow card. And it's just free information. And like I say, you don't have to give it. A lot of the time as well, people go on about assistant referees not flagging and things like that. Sometimes we're not credible to flag, and the referees are closer. And so I'll go to a referee and go, defensive foul, this. Don't have to take it. They'll ask us as well, and that as well. If we're in the vicinity, I'm thinking yellow card. Do you think yellow card? Yeah, I think yellow card.
Interesting, mate.
We work as a team really, really well. And we do a lot of practice on it. A lot of practice.
Matt says, can I ask Gaz? Oh, hang on. It's just going out of play from Boro. It's a decent game, this, to be fair, but I'm more engrossed in conversation. I knew this would happen. Matt says, can I ask Gaz, when players dive or fall down with a fingernail, all the fans can see it. Surely the referee can see that he's dived or playing for it, but they only give a foul. So annoying. What's the question? That when the dive, all the fans can see it.
So if you're
a dive, essentially.
Yeah.
A dive.
So if you're cautioning for a dive, you need to be 100%, i.e. no contact. So if there's contact, you can't caution because you don't know the impact of that. Okay.
Yeah.
You might not give the foul. You might not think it's enough justification for a foul. But I personally would never yellow card that. You've got to be 100%. And I remember probably 6-7 years ago, I cautioned a player. He was only like 16, 17. And this was like this was probably about 50th minute, something like that. It was just after the second half. I can't remember the exact thing. Like I say, it's a few years ago. But I actually cautioned him, and the team was like adamant. He's not dived. He has not dived. And they said, look, he's a young lad. This is before it was a thing kind of thing. He doesn't dive. He doesn't dive. I cautioned him. I actually nearly lost control of that game because of that one decision.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
And it also got in my head a little bit. I watched it back. He never dived. He did actually get clipped slightly. And
right,
it probably should have been a foul. And ever since then, I've learned from that. And I'm like, I need to be 100,000,000%. I thought he had dived. I wouldn't give something less. I thought it was.
Yeah. It was a genuine decision, weren't it? But it was just wrong.
Decision, but it was a wrong decision.
Yeah.
And I think for diving, you've got to be 100%. No,
and I think that's why you'll only see yellows really if it's. Here come Boro.
Save or goal kick.
You are a touch in front of me, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right, mate. It's all right. Good attack from Boro there. Keeper did well to keep it out. It comes back out to Tommy Conway, but he's too wide at goal really, and heads it into the side netting. Yeah, decent chance that. He's a good player, Tommy Conway. Yeah.
Good winning.
So you'll only see yellows really, won't you? If it's like with a chance to try and win a penalty, and you think, or the ref thinks he's deliberately tried to deceive me there, and that's why I think the yellow only comes out on those occasions.
And you feel it in your gut as well. To be honest with you, whenever I have, and it probably comes back to Matt's point there, when everybody knows.
Yeah.
And that you feel it in your gut is like, he's just tried to have my eyes out.
I'm going to ask you one now. I don't know if anybody else asks later on, so apologies if it comes up and I'm jumping over somebody. But how do you cope with the abuse that you get from the sidelines? So I am notorious also. I am guilty of this, shouting at linesmen, lineswomen, and just because you get caught up in the emotion of a game and you're calling them for, can you not see this, linesman? What are you doing? Blah, blah. How do you separate that from, they're not having a go at me personally, they're just caught up in the emotion, or they're being a dick, or whatever it might be, but how do you cope with that when you're the one, or your pals are the ones getting stick from the sidelines?
Yeah, so believe it or not, in most grounds I don't hear it, and that's me being open and honest. It's players is different, but fans, a lot of it's white noise.
Okay.
I kind of don't listen to it. There's times when you do hear it. What do I do with it? I don't do anything with it. Do
you let it wash over you? Can you?
It doesn't.
You're not one that'll go home and think, "Oh my God, I made a mistake today, and I got dug out, and all this sort of thing."
I care more. I will always analyse a decision, but not because a fan's had a go at me. Maybe if a player's gone flipping out ref or come online, or because I'm quite open, I will go back and look at it.
Yeah.
Whether I think I've made that decision 100% correct, or there's a bit of doubt in my mind because of what he said, maybe think, oh, maybe I've done that wrong. Whether I think I'm 100% correct or I've got that doubt, I'll still go back and look at it, because I'm there to facilitate a game of football. I'm there to provide for the game, for the game of football. So players I care, fans, I'll be honest, I couldn't get two hoops. Just goes over the top of my head. Doesn't. It's
good to hear that, to be honest, and not that you should have to, but I don't want anybody to. Because for me, I would feel awful if I thought, and it doesn't mean, I said this like, oh, I'll never do it again, but I wouldn't want anybody to go home and feel like, oh my God, I feel awful about it. That's not why you do it. You get caught up in the emotion of a game. Like I said, there's no excuse for it. It's just to think that a ref would then go home and stew on it is hard to think about now. So
it wouldn't surprise me if some do.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, it wouldn't surprise me if some do. I've had telephone conversations, and I'm talking grassroots football here now, where I'm a mentor to quite a few referees and things like that, and I'll have them, and they'll pick up the phone and they'll have the conversation. That's what us as senior referees kind of do, or offer support to the younger referees that are coming through at county football level kind of thing.
This is the more mature referee nowadays.
Yeah, definitely more mature, I'm telling you.
Tom says, if we're going to get a yellow card, if you were going to give a yellow card for kicking the ball away, I'd get my money's worth and kick it out of the ground. Is that just me or anyone else's thought? Sorry for the random comment. Keep it up, Jim. Up the Ramble. Have you started giving yellows for kicking ball away? Do you get much of that?
It's got to be impactful. I was refereeing a game. In fact, did the Army game and I did a women's national game the week before. And both times I had players come up to me and goes, yeah, you kicked the ball away. I goes, where's the impact? None of your players are anywhere near it. There's no impact. It's not delayed the restart. Don't get me wrong, they moved it a few inches. It was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If they picked the ball up and whacked it out of the ground or something like that, it's different. That's impactful. You delayed the restart. You've got to actually delay the restart.
So how much are refereeing decisions a letter of the law? And you sort of mentioned this briefly in terms of rules of the game and laws of the game being two different things. But how much is common sense with stuff like that? Because that is a common sense call that I think most people would like to see. Sometimes you'll get games where a rough but fair challenge is allowed to go, and the ref will try and give that balance to both teams. But other refs will give that as that's their sort of bar where they set the bar. You can't do that. You can't badge somebody over, and that's how we're going to play this game today. But how much of it is common sense, Gaz, in terms of decision making?
So I always look at it this way, and I may have explained this before. I'm not sure in this way. So law is law. I cannot go against law. If it's written in law, that's it. Serious foul play, stuff like that. Anything like that.
Back pass rule, can't pick it up, all that sort of stuff.
Play, offsides.
Yeah.
All right, that's gone a bit of a way with, goal.
Oh, goal, Boro. You were just in front of me there. Came from a long throw. Strelec. It's a flick on from a long throw, and Strelec picks up the pieces. First one to react in box, about 6-7 yards out, pokes it beyond the West Brom keeper.
I think what I'm going to do second half is pause for our.
That's all right, mate. Okay.
I just want to look at the goal. I missed it.
So yeah, it's a long throw in.
Good flick, alien flick in it.
Yeah, alien flick on.
Oh, that's poor. That's poor. It's poor defending it in two areas.
It is. It's really poor from Boro. He gets wrong side at Strelec, able to get away from his man.
This is what I'm saying about Boro. They always seem to.
It's decent, that.
Yeah, they always seem to get a result.
And the thing is, you can start off average to okay to good, but then you get on a run of momentum, and it can carry you to better performances and a strong season. So maybe Boro are starting to ride that wave of momentum now, and they will become a bit of a force.
That's what we were like last season, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that set the let's be honest, the first month and a half, 2 months set the foundations for our season, in my opinion.
It did. That's right. So yeah, sorry, mate. You were explaining about the laws.
I know. Fucking Middlesbrough mucking it up, aren't they?
I know.
Yeah. So law is law. You can't go against it. But this is the reason why we love football. It's some elements of football are matters of opinion.
Yeah.
And don't get it wrong. Certain fouls will always be a foul, and every single referee will give it. So for me personally, I don't mind a bit of. I don't give much upstairs. I think I said this on the last stream. Actually, I don't give much upstairs. Your shoving the back has got to be impactful. Just because you put your hands there, this is me personally. I'm happy with that, and I let a lot go. And eventually, usually after about 20 minutes, the teams get this. I let a lot go. I don't know if it's because I played. I don't know if, especially down south. I'll say this.
The thing is, though, you could give a pen every corner, couldn't you? Really, if you were looking hard enough for it, because that's what happens in box.
But it's people say that, but
it's 50-50 contact, really, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So when it's like when you're talking about contact, are they looking at when you're talking about that? We've had a bit of direction on this. Is that sustained holding first and foremost? Is it impactful as well? Is it clearly a non-footballing action? Hey, let's rugby tackle the player, holding with both arms, for example. And is it clear and extreme non-footballing? I.e., I always look: is that player going to get to the ball? Okay, maybe not. And it's all about scaling and where you go with this. Is the player going to get to that ball? If it's a little nip of the shirt and he's never ever getting to that ball anyway because it's going over him, it's all right. But if I can see a massive triangle and his shirt's all the way out here, I don't care if he's getting to that pole or not. I'm not letting you get away with that's a penalty.
So again, it's a common sense call, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's your opinion on how extreme that moment is. And
we all try and as referees, we try and hit that same level. But and I've said this before, if in the 60th minute the game is up here and tackles are flying in left, right, and centre, as a referee that lets a lot go, I've probably let too much go for it to get to that. So you know what? I'm going to rein that back in a bit, and I'll give him a few more fouls. For fouls that 20 minutes ago I probably wasn't giving him, but I can see the tempo of the game's risen. Tackles are going in left, right, and centre. You know what? I need to bring this down.
Yeah, player safety again, isn't it?
And I am a typical Sheffield lad. I like to talk. I like to ramble, as they say.
Yeah, you're welcome here, mate. You know
that. And I talk to skippers all the time. I did 2 Scots reserve team in the Super Cup final, and they're number 6 in the middle. Great lad. We were talking throughout. He didn't always agree with me, but I'd always tell him, right, no, I'm happy with that. Oh, his hands are all over him every single time, Gaz. I'm like, but I've told you for the last 25 minutes, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And I'm being level. I'm doing it the same both ways. It's all about player management. It's all about talking to players. It's not justifying your decision, but just explaining your thought process and what your decision is. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place to do it. I'm not going to be doing that when I'm running 60 yards to get up to the penalty area for a penalty area decision. But I always say to the skippers, I always say, look, if I don't, and I say it to the benches as well, if I've not got a fourth, I'll come back to you. I will pass it. What I say to the benches is, don't shout at me from 60 yards, because if you do that, I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I've got direction is I've got to caution you. So don't shout at me from 60 yards. Don't approach me on the field of play at half time or full time, because I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Do it in the change rooms. Let's have a conversation in the change rooms. And they have to have a half an hour soak period for that as well before they're allowed in our changing rooms.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's all about player management. It's all about talking and things like that. The referee, he'll be talking to players.
Gaz says, go on, Gaz. Always like to hear your views on the game, a different perspective. Thank you, Brett. Congratulations on your new baby blade, says Peak to Nige. Mark Meldrew says, interested to know what Gaz's thoughts are on the ghost goal at Villa Park when the ball was 25 rows in the Holt end, and it still angers me now that Villa stayed up by a goal that season.
Yeah. Any
thoughts, mate?
We all know that was a goal. Every person knows. I think it was Michael Oliver in the middle, wasn't it, actually?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was. He was pretty much one of our best referees.
Mm.
And he had nowhere to go. The technology wasn't there. The technology wasn't working. His watch didn't go off. And you'll hear it, it'll go, goal, 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 goal. It literally sounds like that when the ball crosses the line. And he had nowhere. He's got nowhere to go. He couldn't do anything. He physically couldn't do anything.
Did he rely too much on the tech, or is he been? He's obviously been let down by the tech that day.
He's been let down by the technology, and the assistant referee. And I don't know this. If I remember rightly, where the position, I can't remember. Was it Olsen in goal? No, it couldn't be. I don't know.
No, I can't remember.
But whoever the goalkeeper was, I don't think the assistant referee would have been able to see it. And no referee, unless it's blatantly miles and miles over. And let's be honest, this was literally just behind the post. So
it was round the back of the post where you could see him holding it behind the back of the post.
I think I can't remember. I can't remember where the referee was at all off the top of my head. That's nigh on impossible for him to make that decision from there. So there's goal line decisions and things like that are the assistant referee's responsibility.
There's been decisions, obviously, in the past before the tech that as the goal's gone over the line and not been given, or the ball's not gone over the line and the goal's been given. So this one gets brought up, and like you said, I think it is Oliver that gets pulled up at calls for it. And the only difference is the tech didn't work. So that it should be a conversation about Hawkeye not being fit for purpose at that time, rather than the ref's blunder, because yes, it did have serious connotations, and it's huge what ended up happening and how impactful it's been for the clubs involved. I think it was Bournemouth that went down, weren't it? But and it's horrendous for them. But it's not really anything out of the ordinary that we haven't seen in English football before. It's just more a case of Oh dear. West Brom with a long ball downfield. Isaac Price, who we've all been keeping an eye out for, has just tried smacking it on volley from 25 yards on right hand side. Yeah, he's not come down yet, I don't think.
Jeez, that's second tier job, that.
Yeah, great.
The technology's let him down. There's nothing he could have done, in my opinion. But they do test it beforehand, by the way. So they'll get the ball and they'll.
All right.
I don't think. Yeah, crowd. When we do our pitch walk, so we do a pitch walk at the start of every match. So we'll go out onto the grass every single game. We're just checking corner flags, penalty spot, nets, goal line technology if it's in use, stuff like that. We check all that. When we're in our warm-ups, you'll see referees warming up. You'll see that the two assistant referees will go to the line. The referee will stay and do his little bit in the middle. Check the comms. We're making sure the comms reach. The fourth will come out, check the comms reach and things like that. So there is processes in place. I don't think it was because of that. I don't know. I'll be honest. I do not know the ins and outs of that. By the way, okay. I can only go on what I can perceive from my view on that one. But yeah, technology let
it did, mate.
Down that day.
Mark Meldrew says not referee related. What time are you guys in Triple Point? I'll be there usually about 1:30, mate. Usually I'm there about 1:15, 1:45, something like that.
I'm not sure. I need to speak to Chloe. She's just got off the train. I need to see what time I'm setting off in the morning. Depends what time I set off. What time's it open, Jimmy? Do you
know? Clark is your man, but I think it's about 11:15, something like that.
Oh, geez, yeah. If I am, I can't drink anyway, so.
There'll be a few ramblers there as usual. Michael says, Jimmy, it happened Wrexham versus Millwall. Ward went down for the elbow injury, but also claimed head, and there was no more subs, but were awarded one for concussion. Interesting on that one.
Yeah. Concussion subs are a thing now. If obviously the physios will come on, as they are doing now, perfect timing. Yeah, they'll come on. They'll do it. They'll do a concussion assessment, and they'll do that if they then decide that that player has got a concussion. We'll then go, right, you can make a concussion sub, but the opposition team get another opportunity, another sub as well. Okay, so
right.
That's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's to prevent, because like you say, marginal gains, things like that. It's to prevent that. So okay. Yeah, they would have got, if they wanted to, Wrexham Millwall there, Michael, they would have got the opportunity to make a sub.
Interesting. Lee says, on head injuries, Jim, make the players leave the field for 10 minutes. Something neutral, as in rugby. Allow a temporary sub that becomes permanent after a failed assessment or 10 minutes.
Not a bad show.
Yeah, love that sort of thing. Love that. So basically, if somebody goes down with a head injury, they come off for up to 10 minutes while the doctor assesses them. They bring a temporary sub on. But again, you could manipulate that as well, couldn't you? You want somebody on for a more attacking input. For example, we take Ben Godfrey off if we're losing head injury. Sariki comes on because we've no more subs. Then we score, and then we bring Ben Godfrey back on because it's all sorts of things you can look into it, can't you?
And that's the problem with anything around sort of that. Teams will look for that margin.
Of course they will. The marginal gains.
Yeah.
Hi, Jimmy and Gaz. Question for Gaz. Why is there so much time added on at the end? All the blades up, all the rambles, like and subscribe, share.
It's actual time. So a goal scored, actual time. Time, a penalty take, actual time. All right. So the thing that is estimated, as they say, is like a goal kick and a throw in and things like that. But yeah, that's why you get more time. If it takes them 3 minutes from the time to score a goal to that ball being kicked for kickoff, then lo and behold, that's what you're going to get.
Would you be an advocate of, say, 40 minutes each way, but a stopwatch, like when it goes out of play?
No.
Just taking all that sort of ambiguity out. You what?
I'll forget to restart my watch.
Yeah, true. Brett asking Meldrew if he's getting first round in at Triple Point. Now he's all positive. Teetotal me, Brett, says Mark.
Yeah. More chance of platin.
Yeah, I know there is. Lee says, evening, Jimmy and Gaz. Always good to see Gaz on the stream to be able to get an insight as how officials see and deal with situations during a game. Thank you, Lee. Yeah, completely agree, pal. Great spot, Gaz. I was shouting penalty, but saw the replay. Yeah, you and me both, Dave. We got done. That's David, how far behind we are. Yeah, that's how.
I had to see the replay.
So me and Dave would have been done on first decision. To be fair, would have been given a pen. Gaz, what sport do you think is the most difficult to officiate? I feel ice hockey would be brutal, breaking up fights and the speed of play. Good question.
Oh, very good question. Hard to officiate. I know what I'd love to officiate. That's F1, just sat in a nice sunny.
And rugby as well. Rugby seems a lot more respectful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, for actual respect, yeah, 100%. They just say it, and
yeah,
yes,
they're told. They're told, yeah.
Most difficult. I think ice hockey is actually a good shout. NFL is definitely a piece of, yeah, that's easy. I think most American sports, other than ice hockey, are very easy to officiate.
There's a rate shiner on Edmondson here. It's a clash of heads.
Oh yeah, clash of heads, yeah.
And he's nutted the back of Isaac Price's head as George Edmondson, and he's a tough nut anyway. But he has his eyes gone up like
they're going to take him off.
Usyk's just smacked him.
Yeah,
he's shaking his head, saying he's all right. But there's got to be. Oh yeah, they're subbing him.
And they're subbing him. I think that might be going down as a concussion sub. You know.
Yeah, he's shaking his head, but it's nearly closed his right eye. He can't play on with that. Just unfortunate. Signed him from Ipswich, I think. George Edmondson. Decent centre half. But Sam Silvera's come on for him now. They've said Sam Silvera's going to go left back or left wing back, which will mean that Matt Targett will probably drop in as a left centre back, and that probably negates him a little bit on the left. So interesting to see.
I'm honestly not sure. I think that might have gone down as a concussion sub.
Well, yeah, it's certainly a medically forced substitution, isn't it? So, with it being a head injury, you'd assume it would be a concussion protocol.
I didn't see the colour of the card, so there's two different colours.
All right.
Yeah, we get given coloured cards because obviously it's easier for us to track as fourths. So we get different coloured cards that we give to the teams. They have to make a sub.
Mark Meldrew again says, interested to know, Gaz, when linesmen are assessed at a game, what are the main areas they are assessed on?
So, positioning and movement, obviously offsides naturally.
Yeah.
Balling out of play, lower 11, i.e. Fouls and misconducts, teamwork. They're your main sort of areas. But obviously, the high marking ones are your offsides and that, for that, because that's predominantly, let's be honest, that's predominantly what we're there for. I say this to players all the time, as a referee in the middle, you can't see that offside. And like I say, you're
relying on your team, aren't you?
Yeah, you've got to be dead level. You can see the assistant referee here now, the way he's moving up and down. We try and stay laterally facing on the field of play.
Yeah.
We see, unless we have to really put on a sprint, as you see, look, this whole now, what he's been going about 30 seconds, he's been in this fray. You see, he's facing the field of play all the time. He doesn't pick up his flag and just walk.
Always in line with last man.
Seeing that he's had to get a sprint to catch that back line up. And this is why assistant referee is short, sharp burst. Probably why I've got so many hamstring injuries as I'm getting older. Because it is just literally short and sharp, and it's hard to get used to moving at pace sideways. Really hard.
Yeah,
me and my coach about 2 years ago changed something, and I tried to, and I could move a hell of a lot quicker, but because my body wasn't used to it, I got a hernia after about 3 or 4 months of doing this movement. Luckily, I'm recovered and everything now, and we've actually gone back to the way I moved before and just altered something else, and now I can move just as quick now because it's what your body's used to, kind of thing. And it's not easy. It's not easy to move sidestepping up and down the wing at pace, especially if you've got a fast winger.
Yeah, like Ogbenny. Going to be throwing it down tomorrow, says Brett. So I'll just be happy to be dry and a 4-0 victory for the Blades. Absolutely right. Jamie Dumpling says, Gaz, how different is the men's and women's game from a refereeing perspective?
Well,
I checked my match bingo card.
I checked my match bingo card. So it is different to referee, in my opinion. And that laws are the same. Everything's the same. In my honest opinion, I just think women just want to play football. Oh, Megs, good tackle. That's a goal kick. Great decision. They just want to play football. And I'll be honest. About 3 or 4 years ago, I missed a blatant red card.
Right.
When I look back at it, well, it wasn't blatant at the time, but it was a. When I looked at the video, I'm like, Gaz, how have you missed this?
Really?
And you know what made me doubt myself? No reaction, no player reaction. She just got up and carried on. She caught her, stood straight legged, probably halfway up her calf. I missed that. And I'll be honest, I thought, did I just see that? And I was like,
can't have done because nobody reacted to it.
I can't go because everyone's just going.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's not so much like that now and that, but yeah, that's 5-6 years ago. That's the way it was.
I know my dad always says to me like, you can tell by a player's reaction a lot, and obviously he's a layman as well when it comes to refereeing, but he's obviously watched a lot of the game, and he'll always say you can tell by player reaction whether that's like a penalty or not. Usually,
yeah, you can, and I'll be honest, not so much fouls, but balling out of play. Minus that corner. The reason I got that corner wrong last week is because I went too quick because I didn't wait for their reaction. Because
you called it.
Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, and that if I'm unsure, I will hold only for a second or two. Just hold. Let me see what the player's doing. If all the players are back, it's probably a goal kick. You know what I mean? You
sort of leave yourself open to criticism then, don't you? Because
you
people know that you are waiting to see what the reaction is, because we'll often see that in game, and you'll think he didn't have the bottle to make that decision himself. He waited.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
But sometimes that's the way to be. Sometimes that's just the way I referee. I'm not saying everyone else does that, by the way.
No, but it's a human thing to want to get the right decision. So you'll tap into every single bit of it, like consciously or not. That you can, won't you? So it makes sense, mate. Jack says, 2 questions. Do we think the new owners have made up for their mistakes this summer, or does the real test come next season if we don't go up? Why does it feel big teams always get the decisions? So the first one's on Sheffield United, Gaz. Do you think the owners have made up for 2 shocking starts in terms of the transfer market, but obviously the big one sacking Wilder? Have they rectified that with what they've done in the transfer market and bringing him back? And then I'll ask you about
so I think it takes a strong individual or a strong team to admit their mistakes.
I agree.
And I think they could have quite easily gone and appointed another manager, not Chrissy Wilder, quite easily. Let's be honest. We're a club that got 92 points last season. We've had a poor start under what people could say is a poor manager. So therefore, they could have probably got somebody pretty solid in. But they didn't. They went back, we've made a mistake here. And they've gone back on it. And you know what? Fair play to them on that one, in my opinion.
Absolutely right. Just got a very interesting message. Alessandro says...
Jimmy.
I know, I'm sorry. I can't hold my excitement. Alessandro says, where down south, Gaz? Nice to have another blade down south. And has he ever refed a futsal match? Do you need to do another refs course to ref those?
Yeah, go back one, Jimmy, because it was a...
Oh, apologies. Yeah, sorry, Jack. He also asked, why does it feel that the big teams always get the decisions?
And what was I going to say? This summer, does the real test come next? I think the real test does come next season, by the way, if we don't go up. I think then let's see what these are about. Let's see how much capital they actually have got. Because if we have it, we're going to lose, obviously, our parachute payments and things like that next season. So, or they're going to decrease anyway. So, yeah. And why does it feel big teams always get the decisions? I think it's just because pundits focus on them more, in my opinion. No referee goes out there, I can pretty much guarantee you this. In fact, I can guarantee this. Nobody goes out. Nobody cares. I don't care if it's Middlesbrough versus West Brom or the dog and duck against the Crown. I don't care. I'm there to... I just enjoy being on the field of play, and so does every other referee. It might come across that way at times, but I promise you that's not factual.
Do you ever feel that... and I know you might not have been directly involved at the very top of the game, Gaz, but in terms of managers with big reputations and clubs with big reputations, and I'm not asking you to name anybody here, but do you ever feel like referees can sometimes get overawed by the occasion and sometimes subconsciously let it affect them in terms of whether, say, Mourinho, for example, is in their ear all the time, or they go to a really raucous Elland Road or Old Trafford or something like that. Do you think the occasion ever gets to referees?
So I'll talk from my opinion from me first. I don't care who's on that sideline. In my opinion, I generally don't care. I'm one of them. I want to facilitate a game of football. I want to make it. I want 22 players to be on that field to play when I finish, and I want a good game of football because honestly, I love watching football, whether I'm in the middle or in the stand or watching it on TV. So I just want the game to be a game. I quite happily just run around, do 10K in the middle, and just be happy as Larry, just running around watching football, and I don't have to do anything. Don't have to give one foul. I'd love that. And every other referee is like that. Do I think referees at the higher end of the game, do I think they get overawed? I really don't. They're so well prepared, so focused. Just we have the best officials in the world by far. We have the best officials in the world, and in my opinion, it doesn't matter if it's Jose Mourinho or Phil Parkinson or Chrissy Wilder.
Because it was something that Warnock used to lean into, weren't it, to try and intimidate officials. And
he's a referee, by the way.
I know.
And he goes, "Hi, Lano." I'm like,
we're in London, aren't we?
And I'm like, bloody hell. I remember he did that documentary, you saw him running around in his rest kit at the end. Like, are you joking? But no, I don't think they get overawed. I don't think they go out. No, I know for a fact no referee goes out to favour Liverpool over Prem.
I knew it wouldn't be a conscious decision. But I mean, even listening to, I don't even want to mention his name, but the referee that's just been banned was sort of like, I got intimidated slightly by Klopp and stuff like this. So it sort of discredits his colleagues there, and I think that's unfair. So it's one of those, isn't it? Alessandro says, whereabouts are you down south, Gaz? You don't have to give your exact location, pal. And have you ever reffed a futsal match, or do you need to do another FA course to do those?
So best way to describe where I am is I live near Stonehenge. I'm literally 2 minutes. So anyone who knows the 303, Solstice Park is a big service station near Stonehenge. I'm literally over the hill. So
in a mansion.
Yeah, I'm not in a mansion. I'm in an army quarter. I'm in no mansion. Trust me, the prices are houses down here. Freaking I'll get a mansion in Sheffield for a 2-bed flat down here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true.
And then for the futsal, you have to do it. I've never refereed futsal. I have actually looked at it recently, to be honest with you, but I've not actually done it yet. But yeah, you do. You have to do a separate course for futsal.
Oh, very good. Very good. Evening, lads. Hope everybody's doing all right. Can't wait for tomorrow. Says Beast Boy. Me neither. Bryce says, Gaz, can you card or have someone removed from the sidelines for abuse, etc.?
Fans, no, fans you can't. But obviously,
anybody
players,
directly involved with the club.
Yeah. So players, coaches, staff.
Yeah.
No dramas at all.
So
I don't know who. So for example, if I know somebody's swore at me or abused me, and I'm not sure on that bench who it is, the manager's going, and that's in.
So if Matt Prestridge is calling you every name under the sun,
and
you can't say for sure that it was him, Chrissy Wilder's walking.
Yeah.
Lewis says
they'll tell me that it's him first. Trust me.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. Conway chancing the 21st minute is an example of how to execute a press, but are really good at squeezing that middle area just inside the opposition half. On refs, their job is too hard now. Rules are too subjective. Lewis, why are you watching football when we're talking about refs? What's all this about? It's like we're doing a watch-along or something. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That was the Conway chance that we talked about. Nige says, what's the laws of players warming up on the sidelines? Surely even with a vest on, it interferes with your view of the game, as in standing or jogging on the white line.
No, so they always go so both teams will always go opposite the other assistant. So you got your assistant who does obviously halfway to touchline there. They'll always go that side. So yes, they're opposite the other assistant referee, but they've got bibs on. It's very rare where I've had to get on the comms to the fourth and go, you need them players to put a different colour bib on or anything like that. Because believe it or not, that's all been checked before the game.
Right,
So
okay.
when we walk into a change room, I've got a home kit, goalkeeper shirt, away kit, goalkeeper shirt, and the bibs are going to wear are in the changing rooms when we turn up at a ground, and then we'll look at that
Make sure there's
just
no
in
clash.
case there's no clashes, and also we get told anyway what jersey to wear, but even then it's under the referee's jurisdiction there to think, hang about, I don't think this is right that this jersey we've been told to wear this colour. I think we should wear this colour. And by the way, we all avoid yellow. We hate the luminous yellow.
I'm wondering about that because, like, sometimes there'll be an all-black goalkeeper's kit, or there'll be like you say, a green keeper top and black shorts, black socks. So, who changes first? Does the ref make the call to who wears what, or can you make Michael Cooper change his goalkeeping top if it clashes with you, or do you just think, we'll change?
We change. Okay. So Watford's are in yellow on Sunday, and their goalkeeper top's black. We might not be wearing black then.
So you'll be in green.
We'll probably I'll see what the referee says. She might say different, but I think we'll probably be in a different colour than black at the weekend.
Okay. Cool. Bryce quite rightly says there's not a lot of football being watched here. Borough having a good season, says Jack. That's true. Holding on to Hackney was big for Borough. I agree with that. Yeah. This is more interesting, to be honest, Brian. It's like squeezing a sponge dry with information, says Nige. Absolutely. Nige keeps thinking you're picking up a can of Carlsberg. Gaz thinking.
Water bottle.
No, talking about being I can't drink this weekend because I've got a game and all this sort of thing. That's up in Carlsberg back on a Friday night. Guys, thinking about how would you have reacted to a situation like Jackie Longthrow at Birmingham giving the assistant the verbals? Great question. Great question. For all Sheffield United fans watching this, of which there will be a lot, this was where Jackie Robinson was really up in the face of the referee, shouting, effing Jeff, of the assistant referee.
Yeah.
We all thought he was trying to get sent off. Gaz, what are you doing in that situation? I think we mentioned it last time, but I'm keen to hear about it again.
I would have cautioned him. He
were booked though, weren't he, already?
Yeah.
So you would have sent him walking?
Yeah. That's what in my opinion,
you can't do that to the refs.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think of it back now. Yeah, there's no way he didn't hear it. It was quite in his face, wasn't he?
Oh, massively.
But I'm always, the amount of times I've had observers go to me and go, why didn't you caution him because of that? I'm going, because of what? But that one, don't get me wrong, I don't think he could go down that line.
Yeah.
But everyone says to me, players are always swearing at officials and things like that. It isn't that bad, by the way. I don't. It's very, very rare. I get it, and it's very rare. A lot of my colleagues get it, especially at the level I referee. But if we don't hear it a lot of the time, and that's not me making excuses. I promise you now. Sometimes we just don't hear it. It's white noise. I work in an environment that's very effing and jeffing. That, especially when I was a soldier, not so much now, but it's all effing and jeffing. So it was a lot of white noise for me. And that, but yeah, I would have cautioned him and sent him off. That was just me.
Another one from Mark Meldrew. Worst refereeing decision I've seen. Stefan Skugel at Bradford away in 2014. Rugby tackled in the box. No pen. It weren't rugby tackled. He was thrown
to the ground, wasn't he? I remember that.
How?
I don't know.
How?
I know we used to let a lot go. But then again, you say that about, God, you see some of Vinnie Jones's tackles.
Yeah, that's true. It depends how far back you want to go, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends.
He was ragdolled though, weren't he, Skugel? Little Skugel, who was like a 10-year-old boy.
Jeez. Yeah, he was, yeah.
Crazy.
That was 11 years ago.
Jersey being pulled almost every set piece in the box, says Michael. Let go most of the time, just like in the NFL. Linemen are holding the jersey every play. Yeah. Just don't make it obvious.
Yeah.
Aye, absolutely. Lewis says, if I played now, Gaz, I would have more yellow cards than Billy Sharp has league goals. I'd take you as a ref, Gaz. Let the game flow, I say. Nice one, Lewis. Ian says, watching this stream but not the game. Fascinating insight on the world of refereeing from Gaz. Top quality content. Up all the rambles. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that. The gatekeeper. Fantastic. Listen while watching. Nice one, Michael. Thank you, mate. Lee says, it would have been a neutral FA appointed neutral doctor for the HIA gym. Okay, mate. Okay. Head injury.
Assessment.
Assessment, yeah. Cooler King says, "Evening lads, I just read in the papers that Chris Wilder has been sacked and reappointed as Sheffield United manager since Aston Villa's last scored a league goal." Yeah, I did see that, Cooler King. I wasn't going to mention it on stream, just for your benefit, really, to be honest. But yeah, Villa haven't scored a league goal since Chris Wilder was in his second spell as Sheffield United manager, and he's now in his third spell. Awkward. Daz says, Gaz, what's your views with the pretend injuries to goalkeepers and everyone legs it over to the manager for a drink and tactics? Oh, yes, the drinks break.
This is something we've been aware of for a while, but there's nothing we can do about it. We're aware, and don't get it wrong, I do it. I go, come on, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
What you're doing. Come on, let's go. You just try and speed them up a little bit. But yeah, used to get it like 21st, between like 21st, 26th minute.
Without fail, they go down holding their leg or some ball next to them. It's one of them, Gaz, where same as concussions and stuff like that, isn't it? If you don't know they're not injured, how can you do anything about it? How are you going to know that they haven't pulled their hamstring or got cramp or whatever it might be? You're never going to know, are you? And that's them taking advantage of a vulnerability that's been brought in to protect players.
Yeah,
it's really tough.
It's a difficult one. We just try and manage it the best we can, and that's any situation really. Just try and manage the situation. Can be difficult at times, mind.
Nige asking Cooler King if he thinks Villa will go down this year. No chance. No. Cooler King says, no, Emery's too good to let that happen. I reckon he'll go all in for European competition we're in, so it could be a mid-table mediocrity this season. Daz says, in ice hockey, the refs let the players fight, but as soon as someone hits the ice, the fight ends, and both players get 2 minutes in the sin bin.
Yeah.
What are we saying that should be happening in football, Daz? Because surely we're trying to move away from that.
I had a send-in the other week that pretty much was like that. Well,
did you?
Well, they came together. I saw them grappling, so I stopped the game. They got back up, little shoving. Big centre half comes in and just goes, "Have one of them." I'm like, well, yeah. So I was like, because of that happened, I was like, right, who was the instigator and who was the retaliator? For the first two, I'm like, what numbers were them? So I went to my AR, goes, right, I've got the number 5, the sending off. And I've got the number 6, but what number was the attacking player that was wrestling beforehand?
Yeah. And so you can do yellow, red.
Yeah. So we always start with reds. So I went up and banged him, and his skipper went, "You're an effing idiot," because the skipper knew straight away. Even though the coach at half time went up to me and goes, "What you sent him off for?"
Yeah.
The mick. I goes, "Violent condos is like the easiest red card I'm going to give all year, mate." I'm like,
just hit him with an Usyk right hook.
I said to him, I goes, "Go and speak to your skipper." I go and speak to him. Go
speak to Katie Taylor. Ask her why she's been sent off.
And I just cautioned the other two. But yeah, so sometimes we do lose players as well. It doesn't happen at the top end of the game, but if I'm refereeing a county cup football, it's just me on my own. We can miss players. I'll lose numbers.
Yeah.
I had one of my clips shown at the PGMO conference this year. Jesus, that was embarrassing.
Really? Good or bad?
I got the outcome correct.
Right, good.
Go about it the right way. To the extent, I probably shouldn't say this one, but there was a foul come in. I'd lost. I wasn't sure who the player was, so it was a close one inside and outside the area. So I went to the referee, outside, because the line horizontal across the pitch where the D is, that's my line to say if it's in and out. The other one is the referee's to say if it's in or out more than me, because obviously we can look down the barrel at it. So I've gone outside, and I've concentrated too much if she's out, because she's only outside by about not much at all. And I've gone, she's outside, and it goes caution, and she goes back to me, yeah, caution. What's the player, Gaz? Yeah, about that. So I've then gone, ask the player. That's the player that's fouled. Just ask her. She asked her, gave her the number, and I was like, yeah, that's the number, guaranteed. Got it, bang, decision made.
So you winged it?
No bluff too tough. So I winged it. But yeah, we got the right player though. That was the main thing. Don't get it wrong. It could have gone pear-shaped.
Yeah, it could. Could have been a bucket wrong goal.
God, if anyone watches this now, I'm freaking sacked tomorrow.
Nige says, I did that, talking about Edmondson's injury, I think, because we've just kicked off at second half, by the way. I did that at New York Stadium, went up for a header and got his head. Instead, 10 stitches across my eyebrow the day before I went to Spain for my holidays. Unlucky, mate. Brett says, talking of diving and being hard to tell 100%, if you, would you be supportive of retrospective, I think he means disciplinary, to clear no contact dives to try and stop it, even like a point system like the yellow cards?
Yeah, in my opinion, I like it. I like the way F1 do it, where they put points on your license kind of thing, and things like that. You can probably work out I'm an F1 fan. So I like it the way they do that retrospectively as well. And I think, why not? I don't know if the point is, it's like everyone says, oh, they've changed this law, Some of the stuff is what the clubs want. Clubs are asking for it, and clubs are wanting. The clubs do shape stuff. Like when Wolves 2 years ago went and goes, "Oh, we don't want VAR anymore." That went to board at the Premier League, and they didn't want it. The other clubs didn't want it.
Oh! It's a lovely cross in. Just taking off Price's head in the box. It's going to be a corner.
Just watching this back, I was too busy chatting.
No, it's all right, mate. It's a lovely chance, that. Lovely cross from Jed Wallace.
Is that a corner?
Oh, was it? No, it's not. It was Price's head.
Yeah.
I'd make a crap ref, me. Yeah, a decent little header, to be honest. Just off target.
There, isn't he?
Between two Borough players there.
Yeah.
Where were we? Yes, so yeah, I agree. I think retrospective action for dives.
I like it, but I don't know if the clubs want it. I don't know if they want
it. Some quality questions and answers tonight, lads. Thank you, Nige. Top talent in the NBA seem to get more calls than others. Could be wrong, says Michael. Cooler King says, could be, Brett. I'd be supportive of anything that gets diving out of the game. If the ref misses it in-game, it should be reviewed like any other incident. Big T says, do you ever look at a ref at the lane and think the fans are right? He doesn't know what he's doing. Harsh, Tony. These are his colleagues. You can no comment, one or two, Gaz. In fact, I'm just going to move on for you. Gaz, will we ever see another Pierluigi Collina?
No, he had a way of speaking to players in fights. I'll send you.
Was he? Look, I always rated him. I bought into the Collina hype and the Howard Webb hype, to be honest, in terms of domestically as well. But was Collina really as good as everybody says? Because obviously I wasn't concentrating on that element before. Here's what, sorry, mate.
I think it's his player management.
Okay, because he was very charismatic, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he absolutely shouted at players. I'm sending you a picture now, Chippy. This is me in the that final I was on about, and I got sent a picture the other day. I'm trying to find it, and it looks like I am absolutely giving these two players. I'm not. So that's me telling them to be steady. How bad was that? Everyone can't see it, but it looks like I'm absolutely giving it them. And I'm not.
Yeah, it does.
Steady. So there's two players. I don't think they're.
Hey!
Yeah. Let me try and see if I can get it up and see if it'll show on the camera. But yeah, it was two players. There we go. So two players going in for a tackle like that. And if you look at me, I am absolutely shouting at them. And I promise you now, I'm not giving them wrong way. I'm not giving them abuse or anything. I'm just telling them to be steady. But it looks like I got sent the picture the other day. I'm like, oh geez, I'm keeping that one. That's a good one. So we don't shout and abuse at players at all. If you notice, a lot of we'll use like open palms, calm methods.
Yeah.
Like and also when players are going in for tackles like that, I'll always go steady, be careful, number 3, just so they have a second guess. And if they hit each other, goes, I warned you.
Yeah.
You're setting them up. And you're making them just think, and it just gives you the better opportunity of keeping 22 players on the field to play.
Love that, mate. Love that.
But yeah, Collina was very good at
that. Jack says, how do refs stay positive? Not sure if that's the word to use when there's about 25,000 fans shouting, you don't know what you're doing. Clearly not agreeing with decisions. It clearly takes iron skin. Talked about it a little bit earlier, didn't we? But yeah. It's a tough gig. It's a tough gig to be a ref.
It must be at the top. Like I say, I'm under... I think the most I've officiated is like 15,000, 16,000. These are in front of 50, 60, 70,000. And when they're going, you don't know what you're doing. That's a tough-skinned individual.
Yeah, it
really is.
Do refs have regular eye tests, Gaz? Good question, Bri.
I've not had one in about 15 years.
Interesting.
I've not had one in 50 years because I need to. So I get them for free as well. And I always think my eyes are okay. But yeah, maybe I need an eye test because I work with computers.
Wallace ball inside.
Yes.
Oh.
Not because of my refereeing.
Mulumby lost his footing. It's cleared by Boro downfield.
West Brom are putting a bit of pressure on, aren't they now?
Yeah, they are.
The second half a bit better.
Interesting that about not having your eye test.
I know that's a flippant comment. I'm guessing yes, because they're just like everyone else. Like I say, my wife has more eye tests than I do. Having
said that, you don't do it to drive or anything like that. It's not a law that you must have your eyes tested every couple of years, is it, or anything like that? So,
and to be honest with you, it's yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
Not sure if anyone remembers, but 1 or 2 seasons ago, West Brom, I think, played Rotherham. It's collected by Solbrin, that. 1 or 2 seasons ago, West Brom, I think, played Rotherham or someone, and it was blatant handball, but very clearly far outside of the box, and a pen was given. How do you manage that? I think it's just a stray call, that, Jamie, to be fair. Mistakes will happen, won't they?
Yeah, mistakes. And this is what I'll always say. Referee, I need to, right, Jimmy, what time are you on? Sort your time out.
Wallace, and it's wide of the goal. I'm on 52, 17, 18, 19, 20.
21. There we go.
Right, cool.
22, 23, 24. We're a little bit closer at least now.
Yeah, nice one, mate.
Rather than me going, ooh.
And then me going, ooh. Lewis says, true story this, when I was 15, I was yellow carded by a ref for gobbing off at him. Might have been some language. And both my mum and dad were sent off for backing me up, ignored an obvious offside. There's more context to that story that makes the reaction understandable, but it's not for here. All right, thank you for that, Lewis. Just
tell us in triple point tomorrow.
Yeah, tell us all about it. Bryce says, Gaz, have you got a colour changing bulb, mate? It looks like you're in a disco. It does. It's the screen reflecting off your white wall.
My TV literally, 5 meters in front of me. So apologies, and I've got an army coloured wall.
Looks good, mate. Looks good. Cooler King says, I'd like to know Gaz's view on football using a stop-the-clock system like basketball. Do you think it would discourage time wasting, as in effect, no time will be wasted while the clock is stopped? I just asked you that, I really, but...
So, active playing time in the Football League, the Premier League, WSL and WSL2, since they've clamped down on it, has gone up. We're one of the highest in Europe for playing time on the field of play now.
What is it? I won't call you on the number, but it's something...
I'll be honest with you, I'd give you the number if I had it, because you could quite happily work it out yourself.
But it's something like... Is it something like 26, 27 minutes? Something like that?
Oh, no, it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. Or lost, or...
in-game actual playing time. Is it more than that?
Yeah, it's more than that. It's a lot. It's a hell of a lot more than that, actually. I think it's like nearly triple that. I think it's something in my head saying 60.
No, sorry, I'm thinking per half. I'm not...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I want to say it's high 60s, but I'll be honest, I'm pulling it out of my backside. I can't.
Mate. Okay.
Next time I see it, I'll try and make a mental note of it.
Yeah, no worries. I just think it's interesting to know that.
Yeah, but we are one of the highest in Europe. Our English football is one of the highest in Europe for it.
And is that due to the extended added times now?
It's
do you think?
gone up. Yeah, that has helped. There's been an increase because of that. God, West Brom are on fire here now.
Yeah, they are. Oh, and Bryn drops the ball. Nearly tried to grab it outside his area.
Yeah. I think the referee's done well, actually. He's let quite a lot go.
Mullet with a shot on his right foot. Goes over the bar. Have any players tried to tackle or hit you before, Gaz?
I've bumped into players before. Or they've bumped into me. I remember got winded once really bad. No one's ever hit me. I've had players swear at me. They just go and get an early bath.
Yeah.
Simple as. But
say again, mate. Say again. There you go.
Yeah. I say swear at me. If somebody goes, oh, for effing hell, ref. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered. Don't call me a cheat.
Yeah.
Don't swear in a method to abuse me. I get players get frustrated. I understand that. And I've got a bit of empathy for it because they just want to win a game of football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when it's physically directed at me in a bad, I can deal with flipping it ref or effing ref, but as soon as it starts getting aggressive, that's it. You're taking an early bath.
Nice, mate.
Go get that shower and your teammates aren't going to thank you. Ooh.
How do you deal with a player that's known for their poo-housery, says Jack? So I'll tell you what, let me frame this differently then. If, and apologies, Jack, I hope this isn't too far from what you're asking, but if you know a player's got a bit of a reputation for being anything, whether it be gobby or a cheat, or he'll try and do you, or he'll try and get in your ear, or this lad will try and do this, or this lass will try and do that, what does it affect the way you referee the game? And I know the answer has got to be no, I suppose, to that. But does it have any impact on the way you manage that individual? Oh, what a shot!
Good save. Yeah, he probably expects him to make it, but yeah, good shot that. Oh, that's a nice shot. It doesn't affect the way I referee the game. Do I manage that player differently? Yes. If they're constantly going down, for example, I will literally go to him and say, "Look, you've done that 3 times now.
Yeah,
you've seen I'm not giving it, so there's no point in continuing, is there?" And things like that being an example, and that. So, yeah, or it depends. I reckon a Jordan Pickford you could have a laugh with.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because you've got to try and balance being completely fair. Hang on, it's just a corner to Boro. Outswinger from target. It's cleared by West Brom. Is it going to get recycled back in? Possibly. You've got to be fair and balanced and try and be consistent with the way that you're making decisions. Yeah. But you also have to take certain character traits of players into consideration, and the way the ball bounces and things like that. Really sort of specific things that make them individual decisions, case by case. So if you've got somebody that's really gobby, usually, and you know what they're like, then you might let them have a little chirp at you before you caution them, and then you'll say, "Look, mate, you carry on doing that, and you'll get a yellow card or something like that."
And
it's tricky.
It is. It's all. Everyone's an individual, and this is in any line of work. Everyone's an individual. It's like even at work, I manage my team as individuals. I don't manage them as a collective. As in, I know one individual need managing in a different way than another individual, just because of their temperament. So it's the same on the field of play. If you know that somebody's going to give it you from 20 yards, just I had a skipper at Hartley Whitney, which is a team in the tier 5, so five below the football league down here. Was told nightmare, absolute nightmare. Went in for the coin toss. Spoke to him before I did the coin toss. He goes, "Look, I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes." I goes, "I've heard your diag's shocking." I goes, "So when you do that diag that's shocking, I'm going to give you jip. If you give me jip when you think I've missed a foul." Agreed? Missed a foul in the first. He thinks I was correct. He thinks I missed a foul in the first 5 minutes, and he goes to me, and this is the way it went for most of the game. He goes, "Is that your 1% then, ref? Is that your 1% then?" I goes, "Yeah, that's my 1%, mate. I'm good now. Every decision is correct, mate." And then he did a crap diag about 15 minutes later. I goes, "Is that your crap diag now, mate?" And I never had a problem with this captain the whole game. And everyone said at that time he was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it's because of how you dealt with him.
So you know what? I tried to have a joke with him. But I've had it the other way, where players will talk to you naturally as a Yorkshireman. Everyone's mate. I've had players down here go to me, "I ain't your mate." I was all right, mate. They don't like
Brom.
it.
It's come from a corner that originally. It were recycled by West Brom. Back in, couple of bites at the cherry, but then I think it would, it were a nice shot from outside of the box. Let's have a look. Michael's saying, that's very interesting that eye exams are not done. Could truly have a blind referee. My last question before I head to bed, says Jack, why does the ref let everything go and let the game flow, but then call everything?
I think I know where you're going with this, Jack, and I think it's what I said earlier. It is, yeah. If I see a game starting to go out of control, I've tried to let the game go. It's very much like a dog on a lead. You as players, you
nice,
give them a bit of rope. Let's give them a bit of the rope. Let them go and run off and do what they want for a little bit. But as soon as they start taking the mick, you know what you're going to do? You're going to pull it back in a bit, aren't you? And that's...
Boro in the box.
Gotta
2-0.
Yeah, got to be that. Wow.
What a lovely goal.
They've been on top as well, West Brom.
What a lovely goal that is.
Well,
Sene.
Totally mucked up my prediction. Wow.
That's a really well worked goal from Boro here.
Really well worked.
Came down right hand side. It's going to show you at replay in a minute just so I don't call it wrong. Rob Edwards don't look that enthused, but it's...
No, he does.
Yeah, so they come down right hand side here. Lovely play that. 1-2 touch all the way through into the box. Tommy Conway. It's a little flick round the corner from Hayden Hackney.
Jeez.
It's a lovely touch that sends Sene, just allows him to steady himself and slot it into the bottom left hand corner.
Keeper's got no chance.
No, it's lovely, lovely attacking football from Boro that. And they've caught West Brom, like you said, Gaz. West Brom have been team pushing, and they've caught them. And that's going to be really tough now.
Whoopsie. Brought his laptop, FaceTime.
That's all right.
No, I've said bye-bye. To answer it, I might need to leave it for a second, see what happens.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. Jack says he's got to go to bed because he got told off for buying a £15 bingo ticket and lost. Sorry, Jack. Das says, who's the player you wouldn't have liked to ref in a game now or in the past? Good question.
Wouldn't have liked to referee.
Jamie Dumpling suggests maybe somebody like Neil Maupay.
I'm
It
trying
wasn't
to think.
moody yet. About somebody like Roy Keane.
No, I reckon that'd be all right. Because that's who popped in my head, and I actually thought, I reckon you could just you can do two things. I reckon with Roy Keane, you can either try and just make him laugh, or you can just wind him up.
Yeah.
You can just wind him up, one of the two, or just blank him, ignore him. Trying to think of players that are nightmares, and I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Collier and Mikey Johnston are on. Jed Wallace and Alex Moore off.
I'm trying to think of players that are a bit gobby, and I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head, you know.
That's something like Craig Bellamy.
Yeah. I think I've answered this before, or I've thought about it before for definite.
Did you dodge it last time as well?
No, I wish I could tell you. Because, like you say, it's past or present, so it's irrelevant.
Chris has asked two questions here. I'm going to ask you the first one. I'm not going to ask you the second because I don't think it's fair. But have you ever watched a game as a supporter and thought the ref is biased towards one team?
No. I haven't. Because I look at it from a different perspective of, yeah, all right, you might have given loads of fouls to one team and not the other, but maybe that's because that team's fouling more than the other.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? It's that simple. When you look at the foul count, I bet the foul, you know what I mean? And when you look back at it, the foul count's probably maybe one or two either side, but pretty much what you'd expect. I think I've said it before, Chris. I'll be blatantly honest, mate. No referee is biased towards a team. They're not. It's not worth the job. It is not worth the job. It really is not. And to be honest, we don't. It doesn't matter to us who wins. I get paid a set fee whether one team wins 5-0 or it's a 0-0 game. It doesn't affect me what team wins. I just want to watch a good game of football if I can. If I can't, I just want to facilitate the football so those people that are playing can enjoy the game.
In a similar vein, Cooler King says, what do you think when fans, thinking of Liverpool particularly at the moment, but when they call refs corrupt because the calls don't go their way, is it just run-of-the-mill abuse and do you sort of take it on the chin? Or do you take it as an attack on your integrity?
I think I said before, don't call me a cheat. That's the only thing that, as a player, that you're walking for. Do not call me a cheat. I'm not a cheat. Yes, it does. Does it attack your integrity? Yeah, I suppose it does. But like I said, it's not corrupt.
No, not at all.
No referee. It's not worth it.
Jamie Dumpling says, is it true, Gaz, that players can be booked now for celebrations where the players have a bit of poo-housery, like Vardy doing the seagull, or Illiman doing the seagull and got booked because where's the line, surely? So in do players get booked for over exuberant celebrations now?
It depends what it is. If they're jumping into the crowd and that, then yes.
If they incite the crowd, I think it's always been a thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, you take your shirt off, guaranteed. And that honestly, as referees, that is a hard one. It's been a hard one for me. I hate the.
That's a law. That's a law, isn't it, that you have to enforce?
So, like, jumping into the crowd, all right, I'm okay. I'm not too bad with that one. But I think of players that take the shirt off. I'll use Chloe Kelly as a prime example. She got booked for that in the Euros when we won the Euros.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't.
No.
It's like, give her a break. Just won the European Champions, the first England team since 1966, and you're cautioning for it.
No. I know.
But you've got to. The referee has got nowhere to go. And can you imagine if Chloe Kelly had done a foul 10 minutes earlier and got a yellow card?
Yeah, and then she's off for celebration.
And then she goes... But that's hard. And I know people say, but it goes down as a missed caution. It's a missed caution. Even though we've got empathy. We have got empathy, by the way. I'm very empathetic. Balls at the ref. That'll be a drop ball. So here's a good one to talk about a rule change here as well, by the way. Okay. So before it was whoever touched the ball last, it'd be a drop ball. Obviously, the law change this season now is who had possession or may have gained possession. So if that was going to a Borough player, then he would have dropped that to a Borough player. Even though
interesting.
That's a new law change for this season. Just so you're aware.
Why wouldn't you just let it play on if it was still in play?
So it used to be about 3 years ago. Was it 3 years? Or maybe a bit further back that the referee is entitled to their position on the field of play. The ball at the ref, you just carried on.
Yeah.
They changed it a few years ago.
Interesting. Dave Morwood says, in the 90s, I was ref for the Cub Scouts, and the abuse from the adults on the touchline was unbelievable. One match, someone's granddad was giving it large every decision. So after one more, I went and gave him the whistle. He refused it and shut up. Nice.
Yeah, I that's the one player area where I don't. It's just not. Parents on side of field of play is not good in my opinion.
I've been guilty of that, mate.
I think I'll be honest. It's better than it was 10, 20 years ago. The respect campaign and everything's clamped down on that massively.
I'm always mindful of it, but I remember a couple of seasons ago when Sophie had just started playing, ball flicked up at a player, and she patted it down, and ref didn't give it. I went, handball. This is like under sevens at this time, and I'm like, what am I doing? And ref went, do you want whistle, mate? And I went, no, you're all right, thanks. I just thought, what an idiot I am here. Just, it's
just reaction, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah, but I've been at United week before, I think, and ref had definitely got some more of them. I hadn't got it out of my system. Borough to win the league, says Jack. I don't know yet. Long way to go.
He got away with his bingo now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I know. Michael says, Hackney got a touch, or was it a dummy? No, it was a touch. Great finish, to be fair, to bend that around. What about Vinnie Jones? Would you like to ref Vinnie Jones, says Bri?
Yeah, because I reckon you could have a laugh with him.
Yeah, I reckon so too. Yeah. Brett says, never thought I'd find referees interesting, but love hearing from Gaz. I'll have some questions for you at Triple Point, mate. Bring your cards, and you can show me it red, and when I do your heading, up all the rambles, up the blades, up the positive ones.
It'll be in the car, because I'm going straight to the game on the Sunday.
Yeah. Cooler King says, the truth is that the fans are biased, not the refs. Absolutely right. Never a true word said.
That is so true. And I'm guilty for that. I am guilty for that.
Yeah. Which is why you get frustrated when people are reffing Sheffield United games. Yeah. The line was when Terrell Owens grabbed a Sharpie out of sock to sign the footballer after scoring a touchdown. Clearly that wouldn't be safe during play. Yeah. Okay. Cheers, Michael.
We all use Sharpie. Well, I use a Sharpie anyway. A lot of the referees use pencils. I don't like it. I like to use a Sharpie.
I'm just... I'm going to wait for this corner to come in. Swinger from target. It's cleared by West Brom. Hackney tries to keep it going, but he's going backwards. Well, he's done well. And he's tackled.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So Daz says, when a player scores and the team, subs, backroom staff and coaches and managers run onto the pitch to celebrate, is that allowed, and why don't they book them?
So you're technically not allowed to enter the field of play without the referee's permission. but you're not going to caution for that. You're going to have a bit of empathy. Don't get me wrong. If it goes stupid, then and it starts getting confrontational with the other team, then yeah, you might have to. But
it's a common sense call again, isn't it?
I always try and have a bit of common sense with that personally.
Guys, it's taken us 70 minutes, but we finally got to the end of the comments.
Oh,
so
wow.
we can maybe just see what's happening in the game if you want.
That's not bad. That we'll be going 2 hours and we got through the comments.
I know. So, are there any rule changes that we haven't discussed that you were wanting to talk to us about? I know you had a couple.
Yeah, we spoke about the drop ball. And so it comes on to that one, actually. So it used to be if the ball was still in play and a sub or somebody touched the ball and that, they'd be sent off. That sub or coach would be sent off. They've changed it now. There's no sanction. It's just an indirect free kick. So that was a little one. We spoke about the goalkeeper in the 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I suppose it's not a rule, not a law change, but more of a bit of guidance reference handball. And I know that's a big one for most people. And I just thought I'd go into a few things around that. So it's like everyone's on about natural position and making your body bigger. That's the big thing. But it's like people shout handball, but if it's flicked off my knee and then onto my hand, that's not handball. We don't give handball if it's deflected off ourselves, kind of thing. Don't get me wrong. If it's hit my knee and then I've gone,
yeah.
So it's a different kettle of fish. But if the arms where it's naturally going to be hits my knee, because we're not giving handball. But there's a lot of things to take into consideration. It's like and this is my opinion. This one, do you remember the one against John Egan a few years ago?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
sliding his body. I don't think that gets given now, personally. And I haven't asked Howard or anybody in the organisation or at grassroots level in the FA. I've not asked anybody.
I think handballs must be one of the most difficult decisions, particularly in the professional game where it can get replayed and stuff. Because, like Cooler King says, with the biased fans, you'll always think if it was against your team, you'll think it were handball. And if it was for your team, you'll think it was accidental. If there's any discrepancy, is what I'm talking about. So for a ref to make a call, they're never going to win. They're never going to win, really, with those sort of calls, because everybody sees the ball connect with a hand, and you've got an opinion on it either way, and you're likely biased to your team either way. So I think as much as it is a more definitive thing that's happened in the game, I think it's one of the more difficult calls to make in certain circumstances. Yeah,
and also you got to think of proximity. Another thing we look at is proximity. If I'm stood from here to where our lass is sitting now, which is literally the next seat next to me, I can't be expected to move my arm out of the way. What we're looking for really is a deliberate movement of the arm away from the body to block that ball and make themselves bigger, and then any additional movement, and then, like I said, just make. No player should ever have their hand above their head. As soon as you do this, you're putting yourself in a position as a player that if that ball hits your hand, the referee's got nowhere to go. So it's not a law change. It's just a bit of. I just wanted to give. I know people talk about handball a lot, and I just wanted to give them a few factors that we think of. Like I say, a supportive arm is a big mitigating factor, and that's why I go back to that John Egan one. I don't think that's given personally anymore. I really
a really controversial one, wasn't it?
Yeah, really. I thought it was really, really harsh. And then, like I said, going on to holding the box, I think we've gone on to that one, haven't we? Really, and like I say, we're looking at the actions of the defender, motivations of them as well. What's the motivation? If they're just looking at the player and not the ball, they're never intending on playing that ball. So that's a factor.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a deciding factor, but it's a factor. And this is what I mean. As a referee, you have so many things to look at once. And I'll be honest with you, I've had penalty shouts go in when I've been in the middle, no comms with assistant referees, no video, no nothing like that. And I'm looking, ref, pen. I'm like, I'm not even seeing anything because I'm trying to look at 20 billion things.
Yeah.
And you're focusing on the impact area.
It must be so difficult, that.
It can be at times. And yes, I think AR's a bit harder. I'm naturally going to say that because I'm an AR predominantly. But it's... Oh! Nice.
That's a ball that comes in. West Brom gets it byline, pull it back across from the right-hand side. It's a little flicked effort. think again from Price, and it's it was Mikey Johnston, and it's saved by the keeper.
Yeah, and then I don't think it's so much a change of law, but then obviously,
Price,
has everyone noticed that double touch on penalties has been happening quite a lot recently? So Beckham did it a few years ago. I think there was one in the Euro final. There's definitely one in the Euros when England were taking penalties where they've slipped, hit the ball, it's a double touch.
Yeah.
So they've clarified a bit of that now, where if it's deliberate, it's an indirect free kick, no matter what. But if the goal's scored now, you'll get a retake. If it's accidental, i.e.,
right.
So there's that thing. There's loads of nuances in laws that it doesn't happen. Yeah, and to be even as referees, you have to second guess yourself and go, right, what's just happened there? Right, law says this, because it never happens. Everyone knows what a foul tackle is. Everyone knows what a handball. Well, everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But these sort of rare occurrences where it's a double touch at a pen. Yeah.
So, for example, if you delay the restart for the opposition team, you're walking. You're
really
walking. As a coach, you're walking. All right, delay your restart for your team. It's a yellow.
Right.
So it's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's annoyances out there.
Bryce says, if there was an announcement made for a ref, Gaz, would you step forward? So if both the ref and the fourth official go down tomorrow, there's a call up at Tannoy, have we got any professional referees in the crowd, please? Can anybody step forward with the qualifications?
Yeah.
Are you there ready to go?
Yeah, I'm there ready to go. Kit bags in the car. But I won't be going to it because it's part miles away. But yeah, 100. It's the one thing I've joked about, that I want to officiate at Brom Lane once.
Yeah, nice.
Because I'm not allowed. I have to declare. I've got a massive Sheffield United tattoo on my calf, first and foremost.
Yeah.
That was a poor decision in hindsight.
Thinking about the job you were going to go into. Yeah.
It probably wasn't the best thing. But we have to declare it. So I have to declare who I support.
Your team.
I have to declare my team. But I'd love to just do fourth official. I can't referee at the lane. I can't unless somebody from the club that could sort me out.
Surely there's stuff like non-competitive games.
I could for
like
that,
a friendly game.
But yeah, I'd love to do it once. I'd love to do it once. And I have had jokes with the organisation in the past that when Gaz Dunn retires, can his last game be fourth official at Brom Lane?
His testimonial.
Yeah, his testimonial.
Nice.
So I have jested about that. But that was previous management. I've not jested with this management.
Fair dues. Been watching football over 50 years, says Chris, and always said if we watch a game and never mention the ref, then the ref's good and quality. If it's the ref show, there's something wrong with his performance.
So on that, Chris, we never go out as referees to be centre of attention. And that
They've missed that, haven't they?
You get caution for that. Yeah, I agree. Did you not get caution for it?
Don't think so.
Maybe. What do you think of the new Puma kit? So we've all got new Puma kit.
I've not noticed.
Yeah, so we're all in new kit. We've changed sponsor as well. We're not EA anymore.
Right. Okay.
We're sponsored by EA now. It's Hughes Gray.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So we've changed from Puma, and that.
Who were your kit before?
Nike. So we were Nike, and that. So yeah, we're Puma now. So now on the Women's National League, I referee predominantly in Nike, even though this game this week because it's a full PGMO team stepping down, we're in Puma. But next week I could be in Puma. The week after I could be in Nike.
Right. Okay.
I'm lucky. All my Puma kit gets provided. I don't pay for anything. They provide all our kit. I get a new pair of. I used to get a new pair of Nike Pegasus every year.
Yeah, we're going to say that they sort you out with.
Yeah, they sort you out. The only thing we don't get, to be honest with you, and I think the Premier League officials and the higher up officials get everything. We don't get boots. I don't get boots. I've just brought myself a nice pair of Puma boots yesterday. There's a good thing as well with Puma as well. They've just given us 40% off. So I've just put, So there's some boots in the sale last night. Wife's looking at me now. They were 130 quid. they were reducing the sale down to like 90. And I think I've paid 50 quid with my discount.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, they do have some perks for the abuse we get.
Bryce says, how far up the arm is handball, Gaz?
So shoulders not handball. So it's
Yeah.
in fact, I'll pull it up for you. So if you got right for anyone, right, and you can do this if you really want to, and you're really bored watching some paint dry somewhere. If you type in IFAB, I've got the IFAB app on my phone, IFAB Law app. Go in there. There's questions in there. You can have a look, and you can look at the game and things like. And there's actually right. The reason I say that is there's a picture and it shows you exactly what's classed as how high up on the arm it's sure, rather than me trying to show you on my phone, and because otherwise you just ain't gonna see
it. Chris says, in your opinion, Gaz, should refs be paid more and be more for good performances and less for poor performances? I assume should you be graded on your performances?
So your match fee is your match fee, all right. I don't know for fact, but I think you can get performance bonuses.
Okay.
All right, but I don't know that for fact. But to be honest, there's
rating, you'll get paid higher, won't you, as you go up, I assume?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So your rating and your grades will determine how much you get paid.
A Premier League referee is on more money per game than somebody who's in the Football League in League Two, for example.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Naturally, and that's through the whole pyramid, through the whole football pyramid.
And that's based on your rankings, isn't it, in terms of the points that you get per game and stuff like that?
Yeah,
your gradings.
Yeah, so we get observed on every game. Well, if you're on a professional game, you get observed, and that no matter what, and you get marking if you're in that bottom 5%. There's a chance you're going. All right, there's a chance. There's promotion and relegation, and there really is in the referees, because there's pathways that you can go through. There's pathways for ex-players now, where they want to try and get more ex-players into the game and things like that. And why not? Why not? That's the problem. We have the problem in the Army FA and that, because we really struggle to get female officials through, because a lot of our female individuals that like football, considering obviously we're predominantly male in our organisation, but we struggle to get female referees through because they want to play football, not referee. And when they finally do want to referee, they're 35, 40.
Yeah, because they're finished playing.
So we struggle to get officials high in the echelons. Yeah, and then get them up at a high echelons of the game. We had Andy's still in the Army now. He retired about 4 or 5 years ago. Was on the Premier League for God knows how many years. We've got officials in the Army that are in the Football League. There's a few of us on the women's professional game as well, and that. And to be honest with you, I was lucky enough. Not last year, the year before, I did Chelsea versus Everton. Full officials from the armed forces, RAF in the middle, 2 Army officials on the line, and a Navy and a Navy fourth. So we've even each individual service has got county FAs and their own football pyramid as well. So yeah, quite lucky.
Nice. Half a chance for West Brom there as it came out to Mikey Johnson on half volley, and he's smashed it into defender Callum Britton. Brett says, what's Gaz's view on the penalty that Liverpool got against us first game of the Premier League when Gerrard went down with no contact and the ref gave it saying he didn't see any contact but gave it for intent?
I remember this.
Yeah, absolutely. When Morgan
I do
stuck his leg out, Gerrard jumped over it and tripped.
I didn't think it was a pen. Naturally, I didn't think it was a pen, but he obviously thought there was contact. Well,
he said he gave it for intent, didn't he? That's the thing.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
So law does state kicks or attempts to kick. It does say that in law.
Right. There you go then. That might be it.
So maybe that was the line. I still don't think it was a penalty though.
Michael says, I feel like if you're leaning towards the ball and it still hits the arm on its side, it's still handball.
Yeah, but it depends where on the side. If it's me there, oh God, my camera. If it hits me there on the side, it doesn't matter where it hits me on there, it's still handball.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean, Michael? Yeah, see, that is still handball. It doesn't need to be on the front facing part of your arm. If that's what you mean, Michael. If it's not, let me know, mate.
Bryce says, I love seeing Mike Dean on Sky. I wonder if he's different to how he used to be as a ref. Do you know Mike Dean?
No, so I've never met Mike Dean. I've never met him.
Bran says, "Evening, gents. I speak as someone who has given officials stick where I felt it was deserved, but I've got to admire Gaz. Refereeing is a thankless task. They get a lot of stick and not much praise when they have a good game. Props to you, Gaz."
Yeah, cheers,
nice one,
Bran. But I will say, I think now pundits do give more praise, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think I've seen it more now over the last few years than before. And to be honest, I think a lot of that's down to Carragher and Neville, by the way.
That's
so
good.
they've done VAR as well. Honestly, you want to have a laugh, go and watch Neville and Carragher trying to do...
I think I saw it where they went and met all referees at
Stockley Park.
Stockley Park, yeah.
In fact, yeah, they did one at Stockley.
It was Stockley Park.
And they did one at St George's as well.
Gaz, how come even with VAR there are still so many mistakes made that to 95% are seen to be a mistake, and every time there's an apology, and yet the refs from those games just carry on like the FA Cup semi. And Man City got hit the hand clearly and no foul, yet the same foul the next day and was given in Man U versus Cov.
So I suppose I'll have to blanket that a little bit. So,
what are you doing about that, Gaz? What are you doing about it?
What am I doing about it? Yeah.
Jamie Dumpling wants to know.
Jamie wants to know what I'm going to do about it.
Yeah.
So I look at it. We give thousands and thousands of decisions per game. All right. And yes, we want to get what we call key match incidences, KMIs, correct. Okay. And it's not that. That's when it's an opinionated decision. Liverpool might think that's a foul. Man United might not think it's a foul, and the referee thinks it's a foul. That's why we love football.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'm probably giving a politician's answer, but that's the way it is. It's
a game of opinions, isn't it?
Yeah, we
subjective.
It's subjective. People make mistakes. You got to remember, it's very, very easy to look at a replay and go, right, that's easy. That's an easy decision. That's easy. All right. When that ball's moving at pace, it's not that easy. I promise you that. And Jamie Dumpling needs to come and do a referee's course. That's what he needs.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Sorry, Jamie. I'll give you your belt as it on out there. No, it's fair. VAR does help. It does help. But at the end of the day, that's still a position. That's still an individual sat in a video booth giving his opinion.
We were talking about
trying to give
last
facts
time,
to
I
the
think.
referee. Say again, sorry.
That we might do a referee's course on for like behind the Ramble and see.
Honestly, I'm quite happy to come and deliver a course. I'm quite happy to deliver a course. All I need to do is speak to Sheffield and Hampshire. So I teach young referees now.
Be so good that. It'd be good content anyway. I'd be terrible, but it'd be good content. Who was that ref that Warnock was convinced hated him? David somebody or other. He was from Harrow. Warnock hinted at him being a posh snob.
Yeah, he thought he was David. It's David Ellery, wasn't it? That he thought
it might be David Ellery, yeah.
Yeah. Graham Poll. No, he thought Graham Poll didn't like him.
David Ellery, yeah. Cooler King's got it as well.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I see defenders with hands behind the back and they're leaning and it hits the arm. Got to be handball. Yeah, the one that Leeds got given. Were it against them?
Yeah, I'd have to.
Tricky, yeah.
Yeah, I'd look to be honest with you that.
Gaz, here comes Jamie Dumpling again. Apologies. Gaz, are you able to give your opinion on years ago when the Etihad gave Michael Oliver a paid trip to Abu Dhabi to referee a game and Etihad are owned by Man City? Surely that can be under a club gifting a referee, which isn't allowed, I believe. Jamie, why are we asking these sort of questions? What's going on?
Jamie, that's one sport.
I know, ridiculous. I didn't know that had been the case, that he got a trip over to Abu Dhabi through. Yeah, but you could look at anything then. You could look at something like if Coca-Cola sponsor Arsenal, does that mean if Gaz has a Coke on stream, he's going to give a decision?
West Brom got one back.
Oh, bloody hell.
What happened there? I don't even know what happened.
It's very mooted as well, isn't it? There's not no reaction really. The players probably make more mistakes in the game than the ref does. Yeah, I agree with that. Here we go. So it's from the left-hand side. Mikey Johnston delivers it in.
Oh, what's the goalkeeper doing there?
Well, I've soldering. I'm not convinced by it.
Oh, what's he doing?
A lovely header. Hi, Hegbo.
Yeah. Game on. Well, say game on for the next.
We're just entering injury time. 5 minutes. Ooh, and it's just over the bar from Boro.
Early. Freaking Leeds.
Here we go. Can West Brom
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that.
get a last-minute equaliser? Oh, not if they're going to play it out like that.
Yeah.
How does Gaz feel about the idea of some pundits have about ex-footballers being in the VAR room? They say it would add experience.
In my opinion, the problem is you've got to be a qualified official to do that. That's the problem. I think that comes down to the players. If we can get officials to come through the referees pyramid and maybe fast track them, then yeah, maybe, why not?
Do you think they should have VAR specific officials rather than ask a referee to be a bit of a jack of all trades? What happened was the technology came in, and I know it's been in the works for a while, but you're asking lads and lasses, much like yourself, who have just focused on learning the laws of the game on the field, to then make like surgically precise decisions on a computer screen in a timed manner where there's pressure to get it right. And I just think it was a little bit thrown together in a lot of ways, where you were asked to do a bit of a completely different job in one element to what you've been trained to do.
So loads of the game, but we don't do any of the computer stuff.
Okay.
No, so Hawkeye do all that. We don't touch it. Charge you.
So are you say? I'm sure I'd seen stuff like it's like, now show me an angle from the right hand side. Now show me an angle from behind the goal.
But they've 9 times out of 10 they've done it. They've got them clips ready to go already.
Okay.
Because all the referee's trying to do there, or the official in the VAR booth, all he's trying to do is get the correct angle for the referee to give him the best angle and to make sure we get the factual decision off the back of a video screen.
Okay.
It's better now there's two, so they can talk to each other and things like that. The only thing I'm trying to be careful what I say.
Don't put yourself in a difficult position.
Yeah, I like VAR. I do, and I know some people don't. All right, I don't.
It's the implementation of it, though, isn't it? It's only as good as how it's operated.
And you've got to remember, we're jumping in at a gate. We're jumping in with technology that the rugby league, for example, have had for decades.
Yeah,
and they weren't perfect at it at the start either, and they're now exceptional at it, and are, in my opinion, the ones that are the gold standard for video reviews, video assistant referees. They are the best, and we in football, I think, have got to close that gap, and I think eventually they will close that gap. It will just take time. You can't just change something so big as that and expect it. And we've moved on. It's so much better than what it was when it first came out. I think if all football fans were honest with themselves, I think they can admit that. There's one Pundit that does my head in with it, and I definitely think he hasn't got a clue what he's on about. His name starts in Danny and ends in Murphy. I just think, I can't. I listen to Talk Sport a hell of a lot, and I can't listen to that individual when he talks about referees and that. That's just my opinion.
Brand says, I'd love to know what Gaz thought to the handball in the Juve v Dortmund game on Tuesday in the Champions League.
Seen it.
Lloyd Kelly for Juve was on all fours on the floor and the ball was fired under him. But if you haven't seen it, you can't. It was on target, but I've always felt like it was a harsh one to give. Not seen it, pal. Can I get your opinion on the
Tarios? What was that one? Is it the Juve one?
The Juve, Lloyd Kelly, where he was on all fours and it got fired at him.
Penalty Tuesday night. Let's see how good.
Okay. And Jamie Dumpling says, can I get your opinion on the Tarkovsky handball versus Leeds? That's the one we're talking about, where his hands behind his back and he leans down. And it's given.
That was given, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because he made it big. He made his arms bigger than what they would be. That's why I back that decision. By the
guns.
I can't find it. I'm trying to look at the Juve one.
Typical ref missing the goal. Sorry, Gaz couldn't resist.
Fair play, Brian. I'll take that one, mate. I'll take that one.
Full time. David says, great watch along and brilliant insight by Gaz. Thank you, mate. Chris says, thanks, Gaz, for coming on. One of the most informative guests, and I hope you come back on soon. I really appreciate the ref's hard job but but won't stop me from questioning their visual acuity. Please don't take me as having a go, by the way. No,
Jamie, don't worry
about that. VAR is good when it goes your way, says Bri. Yeah, it weren't that good at Wembley, but
anyway. It weren't that good at Wembley. God, jeez.
Enjoyed listening to Gaz. Something different. Top man, says Jord. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Jamie, I'm going to stop asking questions about specific games now because we are wrapping up. But thank you, everybody, for your input tonight. Really enjoyed it. Gaz, it's been brilliant. Really enjoyed it, as I did last time. Really insightful, really informative. Anything else you want to cover before I let you go?
No. To be honest, there's not much, really. I'm just looking forward to the game tomorrow. And
it's going to be so good.
Looking forward to being back on the line again after a couple of weeks out because I was at a wedding. So I'm looking forward to being back on the field to play myself on Saturday, so on Sunday, and hopefully the Wild are back. Makes a difference at the week. I can't wait.
Give us a score prediction for tomorrow then, mate. What have you said? Oh, you've done it already, haven't you? 4-0 you said, weren't it?
No, absolutely not. God, can you imagine if it is 4-0? Gaz Dunn said it was never going to be 4-0. I'm looking forward to meeting up with a few people tomorrow at Triple Point. It's been a while.
Be brilliant, mate. Yeah, not seen you for ages properly, so it'd be great to see you tomorrow at Triple Point. Thank you to everyone for watching, and we will see you in a bit.